Item 1 for admission.
May I please, Your Lordship? Petitioner is Abul Hussain Barbuia. And his father is Babur Ali Barbuia, Lordship.
Page number.
Babur Ali Barbuia, page, Lordship. Voters list of 1966. Lordship.
Page number.
Yes, Lordship.
What is 61? 61.
Page number 49, Lordship.
Babur Ali, Monteshwar Ali.
Then 71, 51 page. Babur Ali.
What's the name of the village? Bhoznitpur. Bhozantipur. Bhozantipur Pratham.
All along the same village, Lordship.
And which document showed? Abul Hussain and Babul Hussain.
Abul Hussain.
Abul and Babul Ali.
Yes, Lordship. And this petitioner also had filed a review petition before the learned tribunal, because while he has contested the matter, he has not submitted the family voters list.
No. Whatever happened in the past, let it happen.
Yes, Lordship.
Now show us which material will show that he is the son of Babur Ali.
Yes, Lordship. His voters list, Lordship.
In fact, Madam Ghosh, we want to streamline this procedure.
Understood, Lordship.
Maybe in one of these judgments will
Yes,
provide
Lordship.
for it. Otherwise, unnecessarily, people are going for so many different directions, different stand,
Yes, Lordship.
and ultimately you lose track of what is originally required of the people to do.
Yes, Lordship.
If you logically think about what is Section 9, the burden is on the proceedee.
Yes, Lordship.
What burden needs to be discharged? That he is a citizen.
Yes, Lordship.
How can he do it? He'll show any material, any acceptable material. If it is from records, it is even better.
Yes, Lordship.
That he existed prior to this cutoff date.
Yes, Lordship.
That is good enough.
Yes, Lordship.
If he does not have it for himself, he'll show it as regards his father or grandfather, whosoever was in existence in that period.
Yes, Lordship.
He'll show, secondly, he'll show a further material that he is the son or daughter of that particular person only,
Yes, Lordship.
not the similar name.
Yes,
Similar
Lordship.
sounding name, this
Yes,
doesn't carry much of a show it. And for this aspect, why people are going in so many different directions, and you produce a number of materials, whether it belongs to the petitioner or it does not belong to the petitioner. Ultimately, you throw everything on the tribunal.
Yes, Lordship.
And what the tribunal does, tribunal sees that the material 1 and material 2 are in contradiction. They reject your case. Where is the requirement? One material is good enough if it is authentic.
Yes, Lordship.
My Lord, Honorable Apex Code, in fact, Subordination Para 26 has clearly said what is to be proved.
What is to be,
That must
the law is also very clear. We'll only be reiterating what it is.
Yes, Lordship.
And
And,
it prove, my Lord, only one.
And because of this, entire confusion is created at all levels. And ultimately, the people are neither here nor there.
Yes, Lordship.
First, they
So
need to prove only 3 things
2010
to be proved, my Lord.
Sorry.
I'm repeating only 3 things. 3 things have to be proved as per the Para 26 of the Subordination. Date of birth, place of birth, and if necessary, citizenship of the father.
No.
These 3 things.
The first two are okay. For the third one,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you have to do?
Name of his parents and their
Yes.
citizenship. So if
No,
they can
we'll,
prove that is my
we'll
parents.
clarify it to a further extent. Produce any material that this person himself existed prior to the cutoff date
Yes, sir.
in this country. If you don't have, if for a person who was born subsequent to that date, or you were too young a person at that time to have any material, who was the father, that the father existed, And further, that person alone is your father.
That must.
Normally, what people do is just bring a similar sounding name. So he is my father. This is a little difficult to accept because there is nothing on facts or in law that one man has only one name.
Yes, Lordship.
Same name, hundreds of people may be having the same name. So how do you know whether it's the appropriate person or it is another person having the same name? Bring some more material.
Yes, Lordship.
And for that,
Hmm.
best evidence is if you can get something from the public records,
Yes, Lordship.
those school certificates, that's a public record, those marriage documents, ration card,
Yes, Lordship.
wherever it can be established from, or else evidence on the basis of knowledge of a person.
Yes, Lordship.
And what the people are doing is they get hold of a person called Gambura or a person who claims to be a secretary. He'll give one certificate and you come to the court and say, yes, I approve my case because so-and-so is certified. Why don't you go a little back? What is a certificate? Certificate is a document by which the person who certifies states about the existence of a fact. That's alone is certificate, nothing else.
Yes, Lordship.
What is the existence? How can you prove the existence of a fact? It's either on the basis of any records,
Yes, Lordship.
which that person certifying may be the custodian of that record, that I have this public record with me, from here I have got this information. Or else his own knowledge.
Yes, Lordship.
So now if you bring a Gambura who will testify the existence of a fact even prior to his birth or prior to he having that office, what is the basis of that evidence? How the Gambura came to know about
Yes.
what fact existed prior to his birth or where he was not there?
Yes.
Or a Gambura of a different village where the person subsequently migrated, he will certify what happened in the earlier village. How does he know? Here again, you go the basics of evidence. Hearsay evidence is not admissible. So if the Gambura gives a certificate or gives evidence regarding some fact of which he has no proximity with that fact to personally know about its existence, it must be either a false fact, something false, or it is something hearsay. Both are not admissible. Why can't you streamline your presentations in
Yes, sir.
a better way?
So, Lordship, in this case, 66 voters list of parents, then 97 voters list of Babur Ali,
Where is it?
page 147, Lordship.
147.
And then Rajab Ali also is there. Rajab Ali is elder brother.
Where this is Bhadantipur.
Yes, same
This one
village.
also Bhadantipur.
Yes, Lordship.
2000, this is of 2019.
1997, page 147.
147 is of 2019. Voter Talika
1997 ইংরেজি.
Where are you getting it?
Page 147.
Yeah. Read the first line.
Yes.
ভোটার তালিকা এইটো
Voter Talika 201
এইটো one.
Check করবেন, check করবেন, check করে দেখুন।
May I check the record? I think it's
I don't know. Please check up. I think this is 147. Yes.
Some page
Okay, anyway, where is the 97? Which page?
97 photos.
Can you find out my page?
Yes, एक बार भेजो, flag करके दे देना.
Just a minute.
Record को flag को भेज देना.
What is this 97 is 138. English one. When the name of Babar Ali appears, Moiram Bibi,
Mother.
Tajuddin, Rajab Ali.
Rajab Ali is the elder brother who also has adduced evidence.
No, this is 97.
Yes. 97 lordship. And his name is there along with mother, same village.
Moirang is the mother.
Yes, lordship. And somewhere Moirang, somewhere Moiram.
It's okay. And which was the first one you showed? Page number?
Page number, lordship.
Babar Ali, I think page 53.
Yes, lordship.
Page 53. Kota Talika? No, 1989. Kota Talika.
He has exhibited all the documents, all the voters list, all along one village. Yes, there are discrepancy with regard to age.
Regarding age, I think there is a Supreme Court judgment.
Yes, lordship, Sirajuddin.
There is a Supreme Court judgment regarding age depicted in a voters list.
Yes, lordship.
I think Supreme Court says
Yes.
it is either not relevant or it is not to be given any.
Minor discrepancy, it is said minor discrepancy can be considered, my lord.
Yeah.
But if it is.
But again, if one man is 50 years in 1970, suddenly he becomes 25 in 1977, then maybe some doubt will come. But a 50-year-old man in 57, if he's shown as 55 or 59 or 54,
My lord,
maybe it's a minor discrepancy.
Lordship, may I complete? Then lordship, my learned friend can say, in the review petition, I have clearly stated from 59, all the voters list he has exhibited, which he could not exhibit earlier before the learned tribunal during the
that's okay.
proceedings. So all the documents, it says that there are
So,
discrepancies of age, lordship.
in which voters list the wife comes in for the first time?
Wife, see, from 66, she is casting
No,
vote.
66 is Babar Ali only.
But in the review petition, he has taken out the family
Show
voters
us
list.
any material you have with you,
Yes, lordship.
which will show the wife along with Babar Ali.
135 family voters list of 66.
135.
I think some page discrepancy
Something
with
is
my
there.
notes and
135 is Voter Talika 1989. Vernacular.
I think, let me check, let it be taken up little
Okay.
after a while so that I can just complete my.
Item 2,
Yes, sir.
Or you can do one thing.
Yes, lordship.
You can give us in a bunch of papers serially. Instead of referring to all these page numbers and annexures.
Yes, lordship. With the records, I'll just check and I'll just flag mark and. Lordship. Corporal,
Artfulness.
Yes,
Where is,
Lordship.
who is the father?
Father of Carefulness is Kobat Akon. And lordship.
Kobat Akhan.
Yes,
Where the name of Kobat Akhan appears?
Page 32, lordship.
32.
And even in the inquiry also, she had submitted all the documents. It's recorded in the LBO's evidence also before the learned tribunal.
Page 32. 32.
Yes, lordship.
32 Voter Talika 1966. Gaon
Bolodmari.
Bolodkari or something. No?
Bolodmari, Lordship.
Bolodmari. And Pobatakan, son of, what's the father's name?
Sarafuddin.
Sarafuddin, maybe Sarafuddin. And mother is Khuljan Nessa.
Fuljan Nessa.
Khuljan Nessa. Okay.
And Gendali is grandmother.
Gendali is grandmother.
Yes,
Sar
Lordship.
wife of Sarah. So, then 1970, Kobat, Khuljan, Gendali. Very well. After that, who is the petitioner?
Karful Nessa, Lordship.
Karful. Where is Karful?
Karful is page 36, Lordship.
36. Panchayat,
Yes, Lordship.
certified. How does he know all this thing? This is the difficulty what we said some time back.
Yes, Lordship.
The
Lordship,
secretary is not supposed to be a person who has all the information about everybody.
yes, Lordship.
So he certifies linkage certificate. Her father name is recorded in electoral roll. But how do we know that that Kobat Akhand of 66 is the father? Where is the source of knowledge of this secretary?
Secretary has not adduced evidence, Lordship, in this case before the learned tribunal. But
Is the
Lordship,
father alive?
father is not alive. Mother is in a fragile state. Lordship,
Is
the
there any
brother has
voters
it.
list with other siblings along with the mother or father?
Yes, mother is,
Which page?
it's in the record, Lordship. It's not annexed. It's in the record, which is learned tribunal's record. I'll just flag mark that document. And even the LBO who has done the inquiry of this case, he has also adduced
And
evidence.
lastly, the secretary says, to the best of my knowledge, the above statement is true. So what is the source of his knowledge?
Record.
Or else we'll ask the secretary to file an affidavit stating the source of his knowledge.
Yes, Lordship.
Because both possible, both are possible. Secretary may actually know, secretary may not actually know.
Yes, Lordship. And even before that also, I'd like to state, Lordship, neighbor also has adduced an evidence.
Where it? Which page?
Page Lordship 24. 25, Lordship.
Iman Ali,
Yes, Lordship.
73. Followed Maricha. Was he crossed? Was
Yes.
Iman Ali crossed? DW2?
No, Lordship.
No. Yes, Mr. Paying, why didn't you cross-examine this man? He's very clear in his evidence. I know the opposite party well. Name is Korful Nessa. Name of the father is Kobat Akhand, and the name of mother is Khuljan. Opposite party was born in Bolodmari. So how can you discard this evidence? He's a 73-year-old man.
Let him cross-examine and Malati.
The state ought to have cross-examined this person to find out the veracity of his evidence. Otherwise, we'll have to accept it.
One submission, Lordship. Even the LBO who has done the inquiry, during inquiry, it is his evidence also is there before the learned tribunal. LBOs who has done the inquiry, he
With the which page?
it's in the record.
That yellow tag.
Yellow tag is the voters list with the brother
No.
who has adduced evidence.
Voters list
SDW3.
is the pink tag.
Yes, Lordship.
Pink tag is the voters list. There is
Yes.
one yellow tag also.
There is the pink tag is the voters list, and Sorry, Lordship, I apologize for the inconvenience, Lordship. Evidence of the LBO. LBO before the learned tribunal has clearly stated that with the Gagura, I have gone to the house of the opposite party. And she has given, submitted the voters list of 1966 of her father, then the linkage document, and his evidence is there in the record.
But that will not help you.
And the documents also she.
Coach, that will not help you.
So.
The proceeding presents a voters list
Yes, Lord.
saying that X person in the voters list is my father. But where it is established that that person is the father,
Linkage
because
documents also he has. submitted.
linked document by the Secretary Panchayat.
Yes, Lordship.
Where is the authenticity of that certificate? Panchayat Secretary says, this is to the best of my knowledge. Where is the source of your knowledge? We are bound to go into that question by following the law of evidence. I repeat once again.
I got the point.
Two sources, and the third is belief. Belief is another concept in law. Knowledge, personal knowledge, or knowledge that is derived from any record that is of which I am the custodian or I had the occasion to go through the records.
Yes, Lordship.
Third concept is belief. I believe.
Yes, Lordship.
If anything is certified or sworn on the basis of belief, then a further requirement is there. Why do you believe? Suppose Mr. Pahing says, I believe that Madam Ghosh is a very good advocate. Okay, he certifies it. Next question will come to Mr. Pahing. Why do you believe so? Then Mr. Pahing will explain it. That Madam Ghosh in so and so case appeared in this manner, argued in this manner. It was so good, this, that. So I believe that she is good. So this is the concept of belief. So merely because a man is holding a public post or whatever post it is, secretary, whatever he writes in a piece of paper will not become an existing fact on its own. Unless that man comes forward and says that this is the source of my knowledge.
Yes, Lord.
So Iman Ali evidence is a very good evidence. We are
Yes,
accepting
Lord.
it.
Yes, Lord.
Iman Ali says that I am the immediate neighbor. I know. Therefore, we are putting the question to Mr. Pahing, why didn't you cross-examine this man? Otherwise, his evidence is accepted. That's why in the very beginning, I indicated there's a
Yes.
big real requirement to streamline this process. Things are going in so much different directions that no one is in control of what is happening. Neither the litigants, nor the lawyers, nor the tribunals. Everybody is just going ahead, that's all. Don't you think so?
Yes, Lord.
And it's leading to all kinds of inconsistencies.
I got it.
And these decisions, neither we can decide in this manner, nor we can decide in
Yes.
other manner, because it is not complete on its own.
Yes, Lord.
Mr. Pahing, let us deliver a judgment on this aspect so that the entire process is streamlined in a.
There are numbers of issues, issues will come because one day they will bring a the school certificate, next day they will bring a Panchayat certificate, next day they will bring a conference certificate.
If they study this, definitely they will
Mr.
take.
Pahing, definitely they will bring it. You cannot stop them.
We are not saying,
But you can controvert it or oppose it in a manner acceptable in law. But you cannot prevent anybody from bringing any material.
I'm not saying, my lord, we are not preventing at all. We are allowing everyone, my lord. Only thing is that when they are bringing the documents, my lord, it has to be proved. Suppose the Panchayat certificate they brought it, but they did not brought the my lord Panchayat secretary to on how he come to know about the person.
And moment the Panchayat secretary appears before the tribunal, it is for the state to cross-examine him, extract from him what is the source of his knowledge.
Yes, my lord. Yes, that's why he should brought the Panchayat secretary for that purpose, my lord. It's their duty to prove the documents, but they will not bring.
Brother has adduced evidence, Lordship, in this case.
Now, my lord,
DW3 is there.
if this is he is the brother, how can we say that he is the brother? That is the issue. They will not bring any documents relating to brother and sister. if they bring a documents,
In these kind of proceedings, this is the biggest difficulty. Suppose it is a proceeding of another nature. There's a land dispute between two parties. A person comes forward and says that I'm the father. Normally, no one questions, because the real issue there is regarding some land dispute or regarding something else or regarding some money dispute. There, the real issue is not whether the man is the father or not. But in proceedings of this nature, that again is an issue. Suppose what happens if an unknown person is brought forward by the proceeding claiming that he is my father, without there being any material to show that that man is the father. The man as a father deposes anything that so-and-so is my daughter. End of the matter.
We
So
can-
that is not proving that you are a citizen. So these just matters are of a totally in a different pedestal. So you have to think a little more logically and then come out with some appropriate material. Merely calling a person to be brother and father is not good enough.
Brother has casted vote along with the parents.
Yeah, see,
This is.
first you establish that the person is the brother.
So that
Which document will show?
brother has adduced
I
evidence.
noticed it, I read it already. But which document will show that that man who deposed as the brother is the brother?
Because her PAN card, father's name is there. He's along with mother also and father's name.
Where is
there.
it? Which page?
Her PAN card.
Mhm.
It's in the records, Lordship, all the documents. We'll flag mark all the documents.
Provided the proper approach is here, these proceedings are very easy. Difficulty is everybody is proceeding in different directions. And no one knows ultimately where their direction is leading to. Put up some training sessions of these people who deal with in the tribunal. Otherwise, we find it, there's no way out of this problem. Every person, the lawyers representing the litigants, the tribunal, they should think logically which material will be acceptable and which material will indicate the existence of this person or his father prior to the cutoff date. And if it is the father, that man itself is the father. Two things you are required to prove. And for that, what material you need?
but I have gone through various laws of various world, my lord, even in Britain.
Sorry.
In Britain, my lord, I have gone through because this system, my lord, this system of tribunal is exceptional in state of Assam. This is nowhere in the.
Here the problem is
Yes,
different. That's why it's an
And
enormous
I have
problem.
gone
So
through, my
there
lord,
it is there.
the British law, they suggest that, my lord, at least 5 years from the date of born, my lord, if some documents within the,
No, British law is different.
my lord, just I'm giving an example, my lord, at least one documents of 5 years, 10 years, whatever. My lord, we can also adopt that if they can bring some documents of in between the, my lord, 5 years to 10 years of their born.
So that
will
will
be
not
very
help. That will not help them because the law is different.
Definitely, my lord.
Law is different.
Definitely law is
Especially
different.
for the illegal migrants, the law is different.
Yes.
But to
Able to control what may care.
examine a general claim of citizenship under the Citizenship Act and Section 5 of the Constitution, Article 5 of the Constitution, It will be again different, but these are special cases,
But it is an illegal migrant, that is the issue.
special case, special law, special procedure. But you have to give them all the opportunity to prove, that's all.
Yes, my lord. We are not, that's why, my lord, we are accepting every documents, whatever they submit, we are considering everything, my lord.
वो लिखा ये लिखा है
Almost again the same problem. Carefulness, sir. Father's name Kobat Ali. That's why earlier indicate, had there been only one Kobat Ali in this world, then this is a good document. Difficulty is we don't know how many Kobat Alis are there. And she is the daughter of which of the many different Kobat Alis.
So
See, we are indicating everything for the benefit of the proceedings.
let it be remembered because neighbor also has reduced evidence.
Neighbors is good.
Neighbor also has reduced evidence.
Neighbors evidence we accept, Mr. Fine.
Even my lord, neighbors.
We send it back. If you want, you cross-examine the neighbor also.
I don't know, because I have not gone through the record, my lord.
Page 24.
No, I have seen here, my lord. First of all, my lord, if a neighbor is coming, my respectful,
Sorry.
if a person is coming as a neighbor, my lord, he must also bring some documents that I'm a
Nothing.
neighbor of, I'm a resident
Where
of
is
that-
where is the law that every man will be before the tribunal with a document?
No, my lord,
Where is the law?
obviously there is, my lord, the law is,
We accept your submission, but please substantiate with any relevant provision of law.
Section 50.
my lord, my submission is that, my lord.
So tomorrow, that means in every trial court, whoever is come, will come with documents in his hand.
No, my lord, I'm not in
That-
any other, this is not a criminal or civil matter, my lord.
Doesn't matter.
We are saying, my lord.
Doesn't
citizenship.
matter.
Anybody may come said he is a citizen of India.
Mr. Pine, the Evidence Act is not to be read in a different manner for
That's
these
true.
proceedings. Evidence Act is Evidence Act. You cross-examine this man. You cross-examine, find out the veracity, truth of his claim that he is a neighbor. Therefore, Evidence Act also provides the provision for cross-examining a witness.
That was
So
only
that
one-
this kind of questions you are raising in a writ court is not required to be raised.
Then your lordship may observe that
It will give you maybe. Okay. Streamline करा है ये।
ठीक है उनका देखते हैं हमारा देखते हैं वो बैठेगा
What else you said? Brother's evidence.
yes lordship
Which page?
brother is at page 26 lordship
26. Which document will show that Karim Akan is the brother?
only one voters list of 1997 where it's flag mark in the record
which-
he has casted vote along with the mother
Mother is 9.
pink one lordship pink
Pink one.
flag mark
Fuljan. Fuljan is the mother.
yes
Karim
lordship.
Akan.
Fuljan is there in 6670
Was the brother cross-examined?
yes lordship
Where is the cross?
it's in the record lordship maybe I think it's brought as Remand. And उसका भी cross हुआ है। Karim Ali was also examined because
Person who calls himself to be so and so and son of so and so. He is a resident or inhabitant of my village. That's a very good certificate. Into whether the man who calls himself to be son of so and so village, earlier so and so village, that information is not certified. What is certified is that he presently resides in my village. He can give that into the presumption of to say that a presumption is there. Yes.
TW3 was examined by the tribunal since
You were.
it's there in the records.
It's a record.
Yes, Lordship.
Give me what the record. Regarding this, your secretary and Gangura,
Yes, Lordship.
you read the language of most of these certificates. X, son of Y, is a inhabitant or resident of my village or district. So the dominant purpose of that certificate or evidence is that person called X is residing in that village. To that extent, we can accept it. But that the person himself is X, it's a certificate like indicating the person who is calling himself to be X, son of Y, is a resident. That evidence or that certificate to that extent is acceptable in law. Because he knows, Gangura, that this person is residing in my village. But whether he is X or whether he is son of Y, that part is not certified. Because the Gangura, how does he know whether he is X and whether he is Y? If the Gangura gives some further evidence, yes, I am the immediate neighbor, or he is a person, a resident of my village, since I know since long back, I know that this person is Y. I know X was born as a son to him because either my neighbor or it is happened in front of me. That is a good evidence. You realize the distinction between the two. But what is presented is, get hold of a certificate where invariably you notice the end part of the affidavit is an inhabitant or resident of my village. So that is the dominant part of that affidavit. The introduction part of the parties is not the dominant part. But before the tribunal, the introduction part is relied upon to show that I am ex-son of Y of this village. This is where the inconsistency is creeping in. This is the cross. I cannot. Madam Ghosh,
Yes.
the first two words I could read of this document, I cannot. Beyond that, what I can understand is I cannot read anymore. Because the handwriting is so illegible, you can't simply read. I don't know what he had written.
Sometimes
First two words is right, I cannot. It begins with a line. But what I cannot, you don't know.
I cannot remember about
I cannot remember, maybe remember, yes, about
my date of birth. His date of birth He said the age, but date of birth, he don't remember.
Yeah, they may not be knowing. Yeah.
Hmm. I have no birth certificate.
May
My
not be
age is 53 years. I
I was born.
I was
at
born at number 2
Baladmari,
Boladmari.
Walpara. The proceedee is my sister. She is
She is younger
than
to
me.
me than 2 years. I am not
I am not aware.
aware about date of birth of my sister. 2 years younger is it, but date of birth,
Many people, they don't celebrate birthdays.
Yes,
Everybody
yes,
doesn't
Lord.
celebrate birthday day that they know the date of birth every year. Possible.
so
Something for about 40 years.
Obad Akan, date of birth, Obad Akan, name of my father. The name of my father is Kobad Akan. It's very difficult to expire. About 40 years at Bolodmari. The name of my mother is Fuljan Bewa. She is living with me. I have 2 brothers, namely Nazil Akan and
With where is this voters list?
voters list is
Page
flag mark, pink flag mark, Lordship. 97.
Naziruddin Al-Hadi. Who is this man? Name is Qazi
Karim Akan.
Karim Akan.
Yes, Lordship.
Two brothers, Naziruddin Al-Hadi থেকে বলছে আব্দুল মজিদ এটা হয়ে গেছে Yes, Mr. Pine. The person is established everything. And in the cross-examination, whatever deficiency was there, the state council filled up that deficiency also. You're not doing your work. Observation.
70.
There is the security to ensure that the government area that you need. এখনো করে না সেটা। যেখানে করে হয়রানি করে দিয়ে। Does anybody appear for the state?
My lord, they are in the tribunal. If, my lord, generally the AGPs are there, my lord. But in some tribunals, there are no AGPs probably.
What is the role of the AGP?
AGP, my lord, it is. Obviously, they have to, their duties are there, my lord.
At least in the records of this case, the role of the AGP was held the proceeding in the evidence rendered by not cross-examining. And secondly, held the proceeding by cross-examining in such a way that whatever deficiency was there in the examination in chief, that is also made up.
Yes.
So we have to accept this evidence.
There is a discrepancy in the mother name. my lord.
Sorry.
In the cross part, he has said probably that, my lord, I don't have it, but from the reading of the opinion,
You can have it with you.
You can have, this is the cross part.
You can have the records if you.
I have the certified
Uh,
copy of that cross.
my lord, probably the, see, he has said that his mother name is Fuljan Bewa.
Definitely, after the
Yes.
death of her husband, she is Beva.
Yes, and but in the evidence, my lord, submitted, he has stated this, his mother name is, my lord, Nessa. Nessa, in the evidence itself,
Mr. Payeng, this is an absurd submission.
and what did the mother,
We expect the state not to raise these kind of issues.
no, my lord, what did the mother is
You
died,
are demeaning the status of a person. You are not supposed to do it.
and
Persons of this community, after the death of their husband, they always write the name as Beva. And if you are questioning that, you are demeaning this lady. You are bringing her dignity in, bring down her dignity.
my lord,
Will not permit you to do it.
may I go through the records once, my lord?
Yes, you can go through the record, make any submission, but please don't demean a person.
Yes,
The court of law cannot allow you to do it. So we could call an observation meeting, what should be. That should also appear in the best of government. It is accepted. Not otherwise. If to the paragraph white video. That commonly rejected, but he accepted evidence of this. But following the same principle. Neighbor of the cross corner line, neighbor inhibition, neighbor. So something cost the space for this. Otherwise, they go. Yeah. You have to order record to us it or the ship to go. No, let prefer and you put you are. Okay. I don't know, next was having a concern with monitoring for it. Is it Heard MSD goes to then counsel for the petitioner. Also heard Suvaredi testifying. The petitioner carefulness had been referred to the Foreigners Tribunal number 10 Borpeta for rendering an opinion as to whether she is a person who entered on or after 25/3, who entered the state of Assam on or after 25/3/1971 from the specified territory, which resulted in registration of case number FT Borpeta number 384/2016. That where is the opinion of the tribunal?
Yes, Lordship. Opinion is at page 12, Lordship.
The tribunal rendered its opinion dated 30/2/2018. Declaring the petitioner to be a foreigner who entered the state of Assam subsequent to the year 1971, and accordingly directed that she be pushed back to the specified territory in exercise of the power under section 13(3) of what act? 13(3)? Yes, Madam Ghosh? 13(3) of the Foreigners Act or some other act?
Yes, Foreigners Act 1940.
Of the Foreigners Act 1946. Being aggrieved, this writ petition is instituted. In the writ proceeding, the petitioner relies upon the, which page is that voters list of 1966?
1966 is that page, Lordship. Page 32 is the vernacular.
Relies upon the voters list of 1966 of village 129 Baladmari. Police station, is it Gwalpara?
Yes, Lordship.
Police station Gwalpara in the present district Gwalpara, which contains part 4, Baladmari part 4. Also which contains the name of Kobat Akan, son of Sarafuddin, late Sarafuddin, at serial number 6, and that of Fuljan Nesa, wife of Kobat Akan, at serial number 7, and that of Gendali Bewa, wife of late Sarafuddin, at serial number 8. Reliance is also placed on the voters list of 1970 of village 129 Balatmari Chor, part 4 of Gwalpara, under Gwalpara police station, which also contains the name of Kobat Akan, son of Sarafuddin, at serial 9, and that of Fuljan Nesa, wife of Kobat Akan, at serial 10, and Gendali Bewa, wife of Sarafuddin, at serial 11. In the writ proceeding, the petitioner relies upon a certificate dated 18/11/2016 of the Secretary Bolodmari Chor Gaon Panchayat, as well as the evidence rendered by, what is that neighbor?
Evidence of neighbor is at page 25, Lordship.
Page 25. In the evidence of Imam Ali bracket what?
Diwani.
Imam Ali bracket Diwani, son of what is that name?
Inullah Akon.
Ilan, no, I-double-L-A-N, Ilan.
Ilan.
Thereafter I can't read. So the English translation, very conveniently, the name is kept blank. The page previous.
Yes, Lordship, we could not read, so we cannot write. The wrong.
Son of give me the head here. Where the father's name is not very legible, except for his son named Akon, A-K-O-N, who is also a resident of Baladmari Chor village. He लिख लो sentence to.
Except for his son name.
Akon, A-K-O-N, comma, SW2, and that of Karim Akan, son of late Kobat Akan, aged about 53 years, resident of village Baladmari Char Part 2, under Gwalpara police station. Full stop. If the petitioner can establish that she is the daughter of Kobat Akan, whose name appears in the voters list of 1966 and 1970 of village Baladmari Part 4, comma, the petitioner would discharge her burden under Section 9 of the Foreigners Act 1946 to show that she is a citizen of India. To discharge the said burden, the petitioner firstly, comma, as indicated above, relies on a certificate issued by the, which page, 36, issued by the Secretary Baladmari Chor Gaon Panchayat. It is specifically taken note that the Secretary of the Gaon Panchayat had not been examined by the petitioner in support of the said affidavit. But however, the contents of the but as the certificate had been relied upon, we take note of the contents thereof, which is extracted as below. Type page 36. Format of us. Type out whatever is there. The contents of the certificate dated 18/11/2016, which also has its own issue number, certifies that Karful Nessa is the daughter of Kobat Akan of village number 2 Baladmari Chowk under police station Gwalpara in the Gwalpara district. The certificate also provides that the certificate is valid for linkage certificate purpose only. The certificate also provides that the name of Karfulness, that the name of the father of Karfulnessa is recorded in the electoral roll of 1966 of village 129 Bolodmari, part 4, district Gwalpara, and that she had married late Kofar Ali, son of Ijar Pramanik of village Katajor Prathar, police station Govardhan of Borpeta district. The secretary of the Panchayat also further states in the affidavit in the certificate that to the best of his knowledge, the statements made in the certificate are true. A certificate under the law is a document by which the person certifying the certificate states about the existence of a given fact. The existence of a given fact can either be from the information that may be derived from any record that the person certifying may be the custodian of, and accordingly certify that whatever existence of a fact is stated in the certificate is derived from the record of which he is the custodian. The person certifying the certificate may also certify about the existence of a fact if the person so certifying has the personal knowledge about the existence of the fact. Or further, the person certifying may also certify the existence of a fact on the basis of any belief that the person certifying may have. But again, if the existence of a fact is certified on the basis of belief, the person so certifying should also place on record as to what is the source and of the material which led the person to believe in such manner. When we examine the contents of the certificate dated 18/11/2016 from the context of the aforesaid requirement of law in order to make a certified valid and in order to make the contents of a certificate valid and acceptable in law, we notice that the secretary of the Baladmari Chowk Gaon Panchayat had stated that Karfulnessa is the daughter of Koba Dakan, resident of village number 2 Baladmari Chowk. The secretary does not disclose as to what is the source of his knowledge regarding the existence of a fact certified that Karfulnessa is the daughter of Kobat Akan of village number 2 Kaladmari Chowk. Reference is made that the father of Karfulnessa that the name of the father of Karfulnessa is recorded in the electoral roll of 1966 at serial number 6, house number 3 of village 129 Baladmari Chor, Baladmari part 4 in the district Gwalpara. But no further material is available as to what is the source of knowledge of the secretary of the Baladmari Gaon Panchayat that the name of the father of the petitioner is Kobadakan, whose name appears in the voters list of 1966. It is noticed that in the proceedings before the Foreigners Tribunal, it is a common practice to rely and exhibit certificates issued by either by the secretary of a Gaon Panchayat or by the Gaon Bura of a given village. Comma, which certificates contains that the person to whom the certificate is issued is either the son or daughter of a given person whose name appears in a voters list of a particular year, which may be acceptable as to be a citizen of India, or that the person concerned to whom the certificate is issued was earlier a resident of some other village and is presently an inhabitant or resident of the village of the Gaon Bura or the secretary of the Gaon Panchayat where last day.
It is noted that in the proceeding before the Foreign Tribunal, it is a common practice to rely on exhibit certificate issued either by the secretary of the Gaon Panchayat or by the Gaon Bura of the given village, which contains that a person to whom the certificate is issued is either the son or daughter of a given person whose name appears in a voter list of a particular year, which may be acceptable to be a citizen of India, or that the person concerned to whom the certificate is issued was earlier a resident of some other village and presently is inhabitant or resident of the village of the Gaon Bura or the secretary of the Gaon
of the village of which the person concerned is the Gaon Bura or secretary of the Gaon Panchayat. So, to the extent that the certificate provides that the person concerned to whom the certificate issued is an inhabitant or a resident of the village of which the certifying person is the Gaon Bura or the secretary of the Gaon Panchayat or the secretary of the Gaon Panchayat, comma, would be acceptable in law as an evidence to that extent that the person concerned is a resident of village. But the further information that a certificate may contain, that the person to whom the certificate is issued is the son of a given person, and that given person and the name of that given person appears in the voters list of either that place or some other place, which otherwise may be acceptable for the purpose of proving the citizenship, or that the person to whom the certificate is issued was earlier a resident of another village, son of a given particular person of that village, whose name again appeared in the voters list of the other, comma, would have to be fortified by the person issuing the certificate, either to be based on some record of which the person certifying is the custodian of the record, or that the person certifying has any personal knowledge about the existence of the further fact. In most of these certificates, it is noticed that the dominant purpose of the certificate is to show that the person to whom the certificate is issued is a resident or is a present resident or inhabitant of the village concerned, of which the person certifying is either a Gaumbura or a secretary of the Gaum Panchayat. But such certificate, whose dominant purpose is only to the extent that the person concerned is a resident of the village, is sought to be relied upon to also fortify the further information that may be contained in the certificate, that the person to whom the certificate is issued regard the identity of the person to whom the certificate is issued, including as to whose son he is, as well as that the person of whose son the person is, comma, his name appears in an acceptable voters list for proving the citizenship. Sentence two.
In most of the certificates, it is noticed that the dominant purpose is the dominant purpose. Dominant purpose
Is to show that the inhabitant of that village.
person to whom the certificate is the present resident or inhabitant of the village concerned, of which the person certifying is either a Gaumbura or the secretary of the Gaumbura, whose certificate whose dominant purpose is only to the extent of the person concerned is a resident of the village itself.
তোমার মতে দি বাড়ি দিয়া এটো কারেক্ট করে দিন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজটা কারেক্ট করে দিন তারপিছত এন্ড কোড হোক মানে আই থিংক দ্য সেন্টেন্স ইজ নট কমপ্লিট
Regarding the identity, including as to whose son it is, as well as that the person of whose son the person is, the name appears in an acceptable voter list for proving the citizenship.
Full stop. For the other part of the information contained in such certificates regarding the identity of the person as to whose son the person is, and whether the person who is claimed to be the father and whether the name of the father appears in an acceptable voters list to prove the citizenship, comma, in our view, would require some further evidence to be rendered by the person issuing such certificates. In the absence of any such further evidence being rendered by the person who issues such certificates, comma, the contents of the certificate to the extent to establish the identity of the person to whom the certificate issued, and also as to who his father is and of which place the father is a resident and in which voters list the name of the father appears, would be unacceptable unacceptable under the law of evidence. To overcome such situation, the proceedee concerned would have to examine the persons who issue such certificate either as a Gaumbura or as a secretary of the Gaum Panchayat, and in such evidence, it would be incumbent upon the Gambura or the Secretary of the Gaon Panchayat to disclose his source of information as regards the regards the information as to the identity of the person to whom the certificate issued, as well as that of his father, the residence of the father, and as to where the name of the father, and as to in which voters list the name of the father appears. In the absence of undertaking the aforesaid exercise, the certificate as its own, on its own, or to that extent, if the person certifying the certificate, either being the Gambura or the Secretary Panchayat, does not disclose the source of his information, comma, the same would be unacceptable under the law of evidence, inasmuch as such information may either be hearsay or may be information without any acceptable basis. From the aforesaid aspect, in this writ petition, we reject the reliance of the petitioner of the certificate dated 18/11/2016 of the Secretary of Baladmari Chaur Gaon Panchayat. As regards the evidence rendered by DW2, where is it gone? Which page? As regards the evidence rendered by DW2, Iman Ali Devani, son of illegible Akan, resident of Baladmari Chaur, it is noticed that DW2 in clear terms had stated that the opposite party proceedee writ petitioner, Karful Nessa, is well known to him, and that her name is Karful Nessa, and that the name of her father is late Kobad Ali Akan, and that the name of her mother is Fuljan. The DW2 also stated in specific terms that Karful Nessa was born in Baladmari village about 57 years back, and that she was married to Kafar, one Kafar of village Katajar, and that the proceedee has 3 brothers. And further, that the name of her father is recorded in the voters list of 1966 and 1970 of, along with his wife. Along with his mother, it should be, along with his mother. We have noticed that although the evidence rendered by DW2 is specific to the extent that he has personal knowledge about the identity of the writ petitioner Karful Nessa, by virtue of being a co-villager to whom the family of the petitioner is known, but the state authorities before the tribunal had not cross-examined DW2. Or it was any cross was declined, or it was not given the opportunity, or just Sorry, I would date it only this one, right? Oh, we have perused the original of the evidence of DW2 from the records. But it is noticed that the tribunal even did not bother to give the date on which the evidence of DW2 was taken. Where is it? Where, no, here it is not here. Sorry, Nalage. That the evidence of the was that the deposition of the was made on 16/11/2017. It was 16/11. It was 16/11/2017. Open is present along with has filing over. Mr. Pine, please read the order dated 16/7/2017. If you cannot read, ask your tribunal members to write in a handwriting which you can read. 16 on the left side, 16/11/2017.
Lordship, one small thing, the 330, which is reflected in the impugned order, it's of the Foreigners Tribunal Order 1964.
Acha, is it 313 Foreigners Tribunal Order 1964?
And pushback is categorically not mentioned in that.
313 है की कोई?
May I read that provision? Thank you.
Order 1964
Page 74, Lordship.
of this blue
Yes,
color.
yes, yes.
But this Foreigners Tribunal Order 1964
Then speak about pushback. That word.
no, and shall be detained and kept in internment or
The
detention.
detention center doesn't speak about pushback. Pushback is the extra thing.
No,
which
no.
is-
What is the fate of these people under the order? You remain in detention.
Yes, Lord.
who had framed this foreigners tribunal order? Central government or state government?
It's the central government's detention center.
Our conferred into sections 3 of the Foreigners Act, central government makes the following order. Section 3 of the Foreigners Act.
ये दिखाता है कितना सुंदर है writing है इनका।
Just to say power to requiring to resigning into case of like imposing restriction on his movement. Internal detention and restriction movement is already good. It was it one key accumulated virus of the Zaman or a Zikora corrected. Or detention can center of 3 at a Belacor. Can we have Mr. RKD Chaudhary? RKD Chaudhary. Yes, Mr. Pai, we had spent enough time with that order. We are not readable. A reading of the order sheet of the tribunal of 16/11/2017 does not make it discernible in any manner as to whether the state had declined to cross-examine the DW2 or due to inadvertence, the cross-examination did not take place. Inadvertence of either of the parties, cross-examination did not take place. Full stop. The state, through their cross-examination under the law of evidence, did have the opportunity to cross-examine DW2 to extract the veracity of the specific evidence he had led, that he knows the petitioner Karful Nessa from her birth, and that she is the daughter of Kobat Ali Akan and Fuljan Nessa, whose name appeared in the voters list of 1966 and 1970 of village Boladmari Chor Part 4. In the absence of any cross, under the law of evidence, we are required to accept the evidence rendered in the manner it is presented. But at the same time, as it is not discernible as to whether the cross-examination was refused by the state authorities, we are of the view that for the interest of justice, the state also deserves an opportunity to cross-examine DW2. With regard, the petitioner also relies upon the evidence of Karim Akan, son of Kobat Akan, age 53, resident of village Boladmari. In this respect, it is also noticed that the petitioner relies upon a voters list of 1997
Yes, Lordship.
of village Baladmari Part 4, wherein the name of Karim Akan, son of late Kobat Akan, appears along with Fuljan Nessa, wife of late Kobat Akan. We have already noticed that the name of Fuljan Nessa, wife of Kobat Akan, had appeared in the same voters list of 1970,
66 also.
66 and 70 in respect of village Baladmari Part 2. Fuljan Nessa being subjected to the Islamic traditions would write her name as Fuljan Beva after the demise of the husband. And from such point of view, there is no reason not to accept that the Fuljan Nessa, wife of late Kaban of the 1997 voters list, and Fuljan Nessa, wife of Kobat Akan of the 1966 and 1970 voters list of Baladmari Part 4 are not the same person. As the name of Fuljan Nessa and that of Karim Akan together appears in the voters list of Baladmari Part 4, we see no reason as to why not to accept that Karim Akan is the son of Kobat Akan. If Karim Akan has deposed before the tribunal as DW3, stating that the petitioner Karful Nessa is his sister, we see no reason as to why the state evidence should be discarded unless the state in their cross-examination could demolish the state evidence being rendered by Karim Akan. For the purpose, we all peruse the cross-examination of DW2 Karim Akan. From the cross-examination, it appears that the state authorities, instead of cross-examining him and demolishing the evidence rendered that Karful Nessa is the daughter of Kobat Akan of the 1966 and 1970 voters list, through their cross-examination had in fact supported and further fortified the evidence rendered by DW2 to establish that the petitioner Karful Nessa is the daughter of Kobat Akan of the 1966 and 70 voters list of village Baladmari Part 4. Considering the matter in its entirety, we remand the matter back to the tribunal.
One thing, man.
Not now. Back to the tribunal to enable the petitioner to examine the secretary of the Baladmari Chaur Gaon Panchayat to support the contents of the certificate relied upon by the petitioner, and the state will be at their liberty to cross-examine the secretary to find out the source of his knowledge regarding the contents of the certificate. You cross-examine it thoroughly. As from the order dated 16/11/2017, it is not discernible as to whether the state had refused to cross-examine DW2, for the interest of justice, we also allow the state to cross-examine DW2 in any given manner as may be advised. Upon the aforesaid being done, the tribunal to pass a reasoned order based on the further evidence from the cross-examination of the Secretary Gaon Panchayat and that of DW2 as may arise. And in the event the reasoned order is in favor of the petitioner, it shall prevail over the day. In course of these proceedings, in respect of the Foreigners Tribunal, we also take note that the AGP means Mr. Paying, what is the AGP? Additional or assistant?
Assistant government.
Assistant assistant.
we also take note of the assistant government pleaders who are appearing for the state respondents. We are constrained to observe that the assistant government pleaders are not doing the duty required to be done under the law to protect the interest of the state. In most cases, the assistant government pleaders are simply inactive and doing nothing, and merely taking a stand that whatever evidence had been rendered by the proceeding is insufficient to prove. The role of the assistant government pleader is not merely to wait for the proceeding to render the evidence and then take a plea that the evidence is not sufficient, and that too without providing for any reason. When the proceeding discharges the initial burden under Section 9 of the Foreigners Act 1946, the burden under the law of evidence would now shift to the state to controvert such evidence. And this is where the role of the assistant government pleader would come in to find out as to what credible evidence or material can be produced, or in what manner the evidence of the proceeding can be confronted to establish that the proceeding could not discharge the burden of proving that the proceeding is a citizen of India.
My lord, maybe one thing, my lord.
In this respect, the Secretary to the State Government of Assam in the Home Department is directed to review the entire performance of the assistant government pleaders and ensure that the role of the assistant government pleaders is done as per the requirement of law and to protect the interest of the state, and not to have their mere presence in the proceeding without any proactive role required under the law to be taken. Yes, what do you want to say?
One thing, your lordship, from the records I have seen, well, in the old cases, your lordship will find the evidences, who will give the evidence, the list of witnesses are never given. Man. If your lordship observed that list of witnesses may be given.
Mr. Payeng raises an objection that in most of the matters before the Foreigners Tribunal, the list of witnesses is not given. If it is so, the assistant government pleader can raise the objection then and there before the tribunal, requiring the tribunal to ensure that the list of witnesses are provided, so that the assistant government pleader can look into the acceptability of such witnesses and do their own research work on the same. Okay. Anything more?
1 point, my lord. Yes, your lordship has observed, my lord. It is the burden will shift to the state, my lord.
Yes.
That is some, my lord, that needs some.
Once initial burden is discharged, it will shift to the state to controvert it. This is the law, Mr.
Only my
Sai.
prayer is that, my lord, that may not be, my lord.
We definitely, you cannot stop us, the court, from stating the law.
That's my lord.
And this is a requirement because the government is not functioning in a proper manner. Therefore, the requirement has come. Had you done so, we would not have observed it.
It's there in 7
Moment the initial burden is discharged, whatever material is produced, the onus is now on the state to controvert that evidence.
Obviously, my lord.
Either by pointing out that this evidence is unacceptable in law, or it is an incorrect evidence, or by bringing their own evidence.
So
suppose somebody relies on the voters list. State feels that this is a fake voters list. Take it up with the authorities. Find out if this voters list does not exist in the public record, raise an objection then and there.
my lord, there is always an issue, my lord. What will be the initial burden? My lord, they will place a documents, my lord, they will not prove it. Then they will go say.
Then
that
they
it
have
is-
not discharged the burden.
So that's
Mr. Payeng, don't ask us to give a discourse to you in every aspect of the law.
And
Apply your own reasonable mind and act before the tribunal in the proper manner.
in this particular case, my lord, only one line I would like to add, my lord. I have gone through the WS as well as evidence of the my lord prosecution of my lord DW, who is the my lord proceeding here. He had nowhere disclosed regarding his brother, my lord, neither in the WS nor in the evidence. That's why suddenly the person has came, he is appearing.
If the voters
It is
list
the-
also, if the voters
And
list,
the voter list 1997 was not before the tribunal, my lord.
now it is here.
Yes.
before
No,
us.
no,
Now
it-
they are bringing it.
No,
No,
no, no.
voter list, 97 voter list was that is of our, my lord, husband's place, my lord.
No, it's there in the record. 97 voters list is there in the record.
The petitioner to appear before the tribunal so and so. Till the reason or passed, no coercive action be taken. Send back the LCR immediately. Regarding certified certificates, we have cleared the law,
Yes.
follow the law, do it.
My
And
lord, only my prayer is that, my lord, once they will not follow, again, they will come before the Senate court, they will say, my lord, we are unable to prove, they will again ask for the review.
Mr. Pying raises an issue that the provisions of this order may not be followed by the parties, and therefore the order is untenable. The objection of Mr. Pying
I'm
is
not saying, my
outright
lord, let
rejected.
them comply this order as far as possible, my lord, that is.
If the state has any issue regarding compliance of the order, it is for the state authorities to take up before the tribunal in the appropriate manner and not merely raise apprehensions.
Item 3 for hearing.
Sorry. Is the microphone off or on? Just check up.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, please. Mr. Soleiman Ali, who is the father of Soleiman Ali?
So, father, my lord, Magrov Ali,
Page number
page 36.
36.
Mother Alexander Nessa.
Mograv Ali Akhan is the father.
Yes,
Alekannesa mother.
mother. Then 70, my lord, page.
And where is Mr. Ali? Ali, good. Yes, which document?
Then my lord, page 39,
13.
70 voter list.
No, 70 is okay. 166 is itself is good enough. But where is the material to show that petitioner is the son of
Yes.
Mograv Ali?
If you lordship kindly see, the Gabra certificate also there, Gabra also examined. Yes,
We just now passed it just now.
yes, my lord. Now, but that Gabra is
We'd
especially,
like to do away with this certificate
No.
business unless what we have provided
Yes,
is
yes.
followed.
but that Gabra I find that he elaborately stated his source of knowledge.
No. Source of knowledge is stated. Where is it?
Yes, it is my lord, page 31, madam.
31.
Yes. His address is taken by the court, my lord.
Morning.
I know the family of Magrov Ali since back. Solomon was born at that village, Bangravanga. There is a river in between the house of Magrov Ali and mine. One side is my residence and opposite side is his residence. Solomon have other 3 brothers and 1 sister. They are alive, and sister got married at village Banga. To the brother who came to give evidence for the opposite party, his name is Abdul Samad. His residence is at Banga. 15-20 years ago, the opposite party came from village Banga and presently residing at Buyapara. And that his brother also examined as DW2, that Abdul Samad.
What is the age of this Kambara? 72.
Kabra's age is 72 years.
Was he cross-examined?
This is the evidence taken through the court. Madam.
No, no.
He
what-
personally come,
This
madam.
is examination in chief or this is cross-examination?
It is one examination taken. Kabra is not filed evidence in evidence. He directly come, call directly.
Understand? So this is evidence in chief, I believe.
See. But may not be because I hear PW 1 and 2 file evidence in C. Therefore, they have been examined by the court on 6/9.
One brother also gave,
Yes.
Abdul Samad.
Yes, one
Where
brother
is the
pays,
evidence of Abdul Samad?
pays 29 madam. Earlier he filed evidence in C on 13/6. His evidence taken on 6/9 by the court.
6/9, 6/9.
Then my lord, one exhibit, green card.
This brother's evidence is now this Solomon is a resident of which village?
Buyapara.
Kalikura. Now
Kalikura,
after Kalikura, he
After
went to
Calcutta 5
Buyapara.
years, he shifted to Buyapara. Due to
And where is the residence of Abu Samad?
My lord, he is still in Bangabanga.
Okay, this one man he shifted.
It is written, Abdul Samad, 56 years, son of Sanju Sanju,
Yes,
village
sir,
Bangabanga.
fine.
Now one green card has been issued to.
Green card.
Yes. By the
Green card in America, USA.
my lord. Here, I find page
In
61.
India also there is green card.
Page 61, my lord.
What is green card, Mr. Pai?
Purial Purisa, it is the ration card, it is called.
Ration
Page
card.
61, my lord.
No, no. In the
But here written green card.
in the USA, one form of a visa
Yeah, the
is called
green
a
card.
green card. That we understand.
Then
But
I'm.
concept of green card in India, I don't know
Yes, my lord.
how it is come.
If you also kindly see page 61, it is INS.
Sorry,
Page 61. That card, my lord.
green card কি পাইছে কিবা? Green card. কোনে ইস্যু কৰিছে এইবোৰ?
Here, Suleiman Ali,
Use
son of
পত্ৰ
Agrawal.
green card কেৱল চৰকাৰৰ
দৰিদ্ৰ সীমাৰেখা তলৰ পৰিয়ালৰ বাবে। Below under poverty line.
পৰিয়াল পৰিচয় পত্ৰ। Who had issued it? Who had issued this green card?
I think it has been exhibited. My lord.
Hmm? This is exhibit number
Exhibit 15.
15.
No, so exhibit O, my lord. Sorry.
Exhibit O.
O.
And the two persons you referred, that brother and the neighbor,
Mother
they are
and Gabora.
DW1, 2, or
And 3 is the
Solomon
Gabora,
is 3, and the brother 2.
mother 2.
Page number নাই একো নাই বিচাৰি থাকিব এইখন। পিছত আমি তাৰিখ নিদিলো। Send the record back to the Foreigners Tribunal to Bongaigaon to return the records with proper index of the documents. This after receipt of the records. We will find out.
Item 4.
May I please your lordship? Lordship, the conducting council is out of station, lordship.
Sorry,
The conducting council has gone out of station, lordship.
who is he?
SP Hussain,
SP?
Hussain, SP Hussain.
So you argue?
I'm not engaged in this matter, my lord. I'm
Then
merely
you just-
appearing on her behalf.
Who asked the council to leave? One number item 4.
Item 4.
Can't appreciate this 17 matters. It's a 6-year-old matter.
Lordship, she had booked her tickets to Delhi on
Sorry?
8. She had booked her tickets on 8 March only. So she left today.
But that is not a reason to adjourn the matter.
Kindly 2 weeks may be given, my lord.
No, we understand, but it cannot be a reason to adjourn. Because the council bought a ticket somewhere, doesn't want to come, so adjourn.
No,
You can't appreciate that. Then who is going to do our work?
he's the
The
only,
pendency will go on piling up.
he had some kind of personal matter, my lord.
Doesn't matter. You ought to have filed an application to the registry not to list this matter.
It seems that since the last 6 months, she had been appearing before the court.
That doesn't
Every
matter.
time the matter was listed, my lord.
There's nothing called past conduct. Pay adjournment cost. We providing for everybody.
Okay, please, one chance may be given.
No, giving a chance, pay an adjournment cost. It's stated that the learned counsel for the petitioner is unavailable because there was a pre-booked ticket to some other destination. And therefore adjournment is sought for. Such reasons for adjournment are otherwise unacceptable. Adjournment allowed payment of cost of 1,000 as adjournment cost.
Item 5.
May I please, your lordship? May I please, your lordship? The petitioner is Suresh Sarkar.
Sorry,
Suresh Sarkar is the petitioner.
who is your father?
My father is Shibasi Vishwas alive Sarkar, lordship.
Page number.
Page 10 is the NRC, lordship, 1951. Annex
NRC
1.
is inadmissible in evidence.
Page number 11 is annex number 2, lordship. This is 1971 voter list.
Page number 12. 7. Page number?
Page number 11, lordship.
11. 71. Sribasi Sarkar
Sarkar,
is the father.
father, lordship.
Village Betoni. And which document will show?
The next document, lordship, that is annex
Suresh
number 3.
Sarkar is the son of Sribasi Sarkar.
Annex 3, lordship. Suresh Sarkar, Sribasi.
Village, I can. No, actually, Betoni village. Betoni. No, it's Econ. 97 Street, Suresh I'm not seriously. Village is same. Oh, electronic. It was electronic. It is 12. Oh, 97 is electronic. 71 hours. It was bottom. 11 construction. Electronic is CBC for that. Moza Bokana. Yes, the whole. Yes, 12 won't get on the base. Next. X number, G number, even common, what is this? Definition of again. One has to Moza Bokani. Police station to live. What is one of CBC. Yes, Mr. Sharma. Page 11 and page 12. 11, 71 voters list, village Betoni, Moza, Bokani, PS Lahori Ghat, serial 241, Srivasi Sarkar. Now, page 12, voters list 97, village Betoni, Moza, Bokani, serial 574, Suresh Sarkar, son of Srivasi. Third, MS.
F. Ahmed.
S. Ahmed.
F.
F. Ahmed, when counsel for the petitioner, also heard Mr. G. Sharma. It's already visible. The petitioners Suresh Sarkar had been referred to the Foreigners Tribunal number 1 Morigaon for rendering an opinion as to whether he is a person who entered the state of Assam on or after 25/3/1971 from the specified territory, resulting in registration of FT case number 538/2010, corresponding to police reference IMDT case number 497/2004. The tribunal rendered an opinion dated 28/2/2017, arriving at its conclusion that the petitioner is a foreigner who entered the state of Assam after 25/3/1971. Being aggrieved, this petition is instituted. In the writ proceeding, the petitioner relies on the voters list of 1971 of village Betoni, PS Lahorigat, Moza Bokani, page 11, wherein the name of Srivasi Sarkar, son of Gayanath, appears at serial number 241. Petitioner also relies on the voters list of 1997, also of village Betoni, Moza Bokani, wherein the name of Suresh Sarkar, son of Srivasi, appears at serial number 574. Considering the aspect that both the voters list are of the same village and the voters list of 1997 shows the petitioner Suresh Sarkar to be the son of Srivasi, and the voters list of 1971 shows Srivasi Sarkar to be an Indian citizen, we remand the matter back to the tribunal for reappreciation of the two voters list dated of 1971 and 1997 of village Betoniville, Moza Bokani of the Morigaon district, and pass a region order. Is the region order by him commenting?
Deeply obliged.
Send back the.
Item 6,
Kindly pass over for time being. My senior is on leg.
item 7,
May it please your lordship. Lordship, in this case, this
Josna
petitioner
Bala
name is Josna Bala Khutian,
Khutian.
lordship.
Where is the father?
Father lordship, page 15 lordship,
Page?
65 voter list. lordship.
Page 15,
1-5.
1-5.
Lordship, this is the certified copy.
In doing so, the tribunal to also examine the authenticity of the two voters list.
This is the lordship certified copy of the original.
Who is the father?
Siddham Rajbangshi. lordship.
Where is Sri? Damchandra Rajbangshi.
Siddham Chandra Rajbangshi.
Sridham is the name or Sridham is the
Siddham is the name. lordship.
complete name? Sridham Chandra Rajbangshi. Okay. So which document will show that Josna is the daughter of?
Now, lordship,
Sridham.
this Gama Panchayat Secretary certificate page 30, lordship. That certificate was countersigned by the BDO, lordship.
That will not create the existence of a. Pass
Yes.
the judgment in the morning.
Yes, yes, lordship.
Go and examine the secretary. If the secretary can establish that he has knowledge of this fact,
Yes.
you can make it. Otherwise, you cross-examine the secretary. I heard Mr.
B. Chaudhary.
B. Chaudhary, land counsel for the petitioner, also heard. So the petitioner Josna Bala, she's a married lady.
Married. lordship.
Any
Now
marriage
widow,
document?
lordship.
Any marriage document?
Lordship, married document along with her husband, her name appeared in the voter list, lordship.
No, that is not a marriage document. That is the voter's list.
Voter list along
Any
with her
document
husband.
regarding the marriage which will show that she is the daughter of Damchandra,
That
Sri
lordship,
Damchandra.
only that lordship, Gama Panchayat certificate, lordship. And
The marriage things are not registered or entered in any document.
no, lordship.
Where did the person got married?
Lordship, got married on lordship,
Not the dates. In what manner?
71 lordship.
No, in what manner?
Lordship, it's a traditional way, lordship.
Traditional at home.
Even in the same village, lordship, Balavita, lordship.
Married in the same village.
Yes, lordship, she is from Balavita, lordship.
Where is the panchayat certificate?
That certificate, lordship, on page 30, lordship.
30. Hmm. এখানে what did you say? This printed format is creating all the problem.
Yes, lordship, this is what it is.
That is creating all the problem. You cannot distinguish between a genuine one and a
Yes, lordship.
manufactured one. No, I don't have to show it. His photostat is clear enough. People really. Start করছি only. Had been referred. They had been referred to the foreigners tribunal number
11 Shorbok, lordship.
11
Shorbok, but better.
Borpeta at Horbog. For rendering opinion as to whether she is a person who entered the state of Assam on or after 25/3/1971 from the specified territory. Resulting registration of FT case number 99/2016. The tribunal, by the opinion dated 17/9/2016, had declared the petitioner to be a foreigner who entered the state of Assam subsequent to 25/3/1971. Being aggrieved, this petition is instituted. The petitioner relies upon a voters list of 1965 or 66, 65 of village. Where is the name of the village? Page 14?
Balavita, Lordship.
No, page 14, where is that word? Bala.
Lordship, on the right side, Lordship, just Moja, below the Moja, Gaon Balavita.
No, no, in English translation, it is not there.
Sorry, Lordship, English translation.
Village Balavita, Moza Domka Chokabosi in the police station, police station Horhog, which contains the name of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi, son of Ravicharan, at serial number 100. To establish that the petitioner is the daughter of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi of village Balavita, the petitioner refers to a certificate of the secretary of which page it was?
Kolovanga Gaon Panchayat,
Page number
page 30, Lordship.
30. Refers to the certificate issued by the secretary of 67 number Kolabhanga Gaon Panchayat.
Lordship, it is a 47.
47 Kolabhanga Gaon Panchayat. Wherein the certificate contains the information that Josna Bala Khetriya is the daughter of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi and Sutibala Das of village Balavita. Full stop. No material is available to discern as to what is the source of information of the secretary of number 47 Kolabhanga Gaon Panchayat to certify the information that the petitioner is the daughter of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi of village Balavita. In the circumstance, we remand the matter back to the tribunal to enable the petitioner to render the evidence of the secretary of the Gaon Panchayat as regards the authenticity of the information that the petitioner Josna Bala Khetriya is the daughter of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi of village Balavita. In the event the secretary, upon his deposition, discharges the burden, it will be open to the state authorities to cross-examine the witness to extract the veracity of the information that the petitioner is the daughter of Sri Damchandra. Depending on the outcome of the evidence that may be rendered, the tribunal to pass a reasoned order as to whether the petitioner is the daughter of Sri Damchandra Rajbangsi, whose name appears in the voters' list of 1965 of village Balavita. In the event the reasoned order is in favor of the petitioner, it shall prevail over the earlier opinion that is so, and if against, consequence under law would be applicable. Petitioner to appear on so and so, till the reasoned pass, no coercive action, send back to you.
Lordship, may I pray, Lordship, this petitioner mentioned the brothers in Lordship. His brother is willing to adduce evidence. Lordship.
Petitioner may bring in any further evidence if available.
Highly obliged.
Item 8,
Take back your.
Obliged.
Item 8, yes, Mr. Istu Rajbangsi, who is the father?
Yes, my lord. My father's name, my lord, in somewhere Joduram Rajbangsi, somewhere my lord Jodu Rajbangsi in this way, my lord, is reflected. It is first, I have annexed here, my lord, annexure 1. Can you page your lordship? That is 17. Annexure A, page 17. Jodu Rajbangsi, my father.
So you are son of Jodu.
No, my lord.
Petitioner son of Jodu.
Yes, yes, my lord.
Jodu.
Yes, my lord. Here, my lord, my brother has been already declared as Indian in another proceeding, my lord.
So,
Both, my lordship. I have
how
annexed
how
here.
does it help you?
Because, my lord, in that case, my lord, 97 voter list, my lord, I have annexed here.
Mr. Das, first give the answer that the man who is declared is your brother. You have to establish that first.
Yes.
Only then you can get advantage of your brother.
Yes, my lord. And
There is no presumption that that person is your brother.
but both of them name is here, my lord, in the voter
Where?
list of 97, my lord.
Page number.
That is, I have annexed 21.
Priyowala Rajbangshi,
Yes. Isto Rajbangshi is the
wife
petitioner.
of Joduram.
Joydev Rajbangshi.
Who is Joydev?
Joydev is the brother, my lord. And his father
Joydev
is
is the brother of.
brother of my lord petitioner, my lord. His name is original copy, not
Mr. Das, we asked you a question. What material is available to show that Joydev Rajbangshi is the brother of the petitioner? Other than your statement, till now we have not come across any material.
my lord. Father name same. Father name is also here.
You consult with your colleague and come back.
No, no, here I have an
Otherwise, don't disturb in the.
judgment also, my lord. Judgment of the my brother, that is here, my lord.
Mr. Das, I believe we have understood the meaning of the question. Joydev Rajbangshi may have any number of material to show that he is a citizen. Your statement is Joydev Rajbangshi is your brother.
Brother.
How do you substantiate it?
In judgment also it is mentioned here, my lord. Opinion, my lord.
Which judgment? Please don't,
In my case.
please don't bang the table.
Lordship.
Please don't bang the table.
Yes. Page 36, page 37.
The effectiveness of the argument is not enhanced by banging the table. It will be enhanced by showing the material on record. Please do it.
Page 37.
37. What is it?
Brother's name, at serial number 3.
Mr. Das, this is the third or fourth or fifth time we are asking you. Jodu Rajbangshi is a citizen, no difficulty with that. What material you have to show that Jodu Rajbangshi is the brother of this petitioner? The petitioner to provide any material that will be available to show that Jodu Rajbangshi, who had been declared to be an Indian citizen, is the brother of the petitioner. List again. Yes, next item.
97.
Item 9 for motion.
Yes, Mr. Talukdar.
Please, your lordship, my lord, the petitioner,
Musammat Amina Khatun. Who is the father?
my lord, father's name is my lord. Fazar Ali, my lord.
Page number.
My lord, page 60, my lord, 53 Twitter list, my lord. My lord, page 28.
Page 28. Father is Fazar Ali,
Yes, my lord.
son of Syed.
Yes. Mother name is also there.
Now who is this? Which document will show that Fazar Ali is the father?
My lord, marriage certificate is there.
Page number.
Marriage certificate is my lord, page 39.
Page 39.
Yes.
Mr. Sharma, admit past the interim order. It is the issue, heard Mr. Ali, issue notice written over 6 months, call for the records of FTPS number so and so. The petitioner claims to be the daughter of Fazar Ali, whose name appears in the voters list of which page it appears? The voters list of 1966 of village Nagoli. Petitioner also relies upon a marriage certificate which shows that Amina Khatun is the daughter of Fazar Ali. But this is a different village.
Different village, lordship.
Earlier village is Nangoli,
This is a different village.
My lord, they have different-
Nangoli, and this is
known ke
Magurmari.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a different village, my lord, she is residing at Magurmari nowadays.
No.
My lord, her marriage took place in 87, it is in the
Understand.
certificate, it is there.
Understand.
Yes.
What is the residence of Fazal Ali?
Furthermore, resident is, my lord, is 5 Nangoli. Village 5 Nangoli.
The petitioner to provide further material which may indicate that Fazal Ali referred in the marriage certificate at page 39 annex at 10
Yes.
is the Fazal Ali whose name appears in the voters list of 1966 of village 5 Nagoli at serial 800. List again.
Item 10 for hearing.
Produce the Kabin Nama. Kabin Nama,
My lord, Kaminama is not there.
then this
The
certificate,
marriage certificate is there, my lord.
this is inadequate.
1966, 70 voter list, there, her parents' name is there, my lord. Her parents' name is there. So, this marriage certificate already been exhibited before the tribunal, my lord.
Yes, you take up next item, you produce material that this Fazal Ali and that Fazal Ali is the same person. Maybe there will be more records available in the marriage officer. Apply certificate copy.
Yes.
You are producing only the certificate, but the marriage register will contain more information.
Yes.
Because any woman who is registered for the purpose of marriage, the name of her father and his residence will always be stated.
Definitely, my lord.
Bring that material.
Item 10.
Mumtaz Begum, yes, who is the father?
May I please, Lord? My lord. Surjo Mia, my lords.
Page number,
Surjo Mia is the father, my lord,
page number
and page 15, 15.
15.
The voter list of 1966, my lords. Surjo Mia.
Ujjamiya, son of Naib, 66, village Kismat, Moinbari,
Yes,
Nongke.
ma'am. And Dalimon Nessa is the mother.
Yes, which document will show Mumtaz is the daughter of
My
Surjamiya?
lord, only the Ponsight certificate and Gaura certificate. This is only the linkage certificate. But these two certificates were not testified.
Then it has no value.
Only she adduced, my lord, her evidence.
Both are inadequate.
And only one.
That's how he passed this order in the morning. These documents, it may either provide the correct information or it may provide incorrect information. How do you verify it? And only one writing a few lines and calling it to be a certificate cannot create a fact. The petitioner, the petition of Mumtaz Begum had been referred to the foreign tribunal number. Take up the which foreign tribunal number?
My lord, Borpeta 11, sorry,
Borpota 11
and
and
sorry.
FT case number
FT case 195 of 2016.
resulting in the state so and so. Opinion dated
Opinion dated, my lord, 15 to 2017.
15 declaring it to be a foreigner, being agreed this petitioner relies upon the voters list of 1966, which contains the name of Surjamiya, son of Naib, at serial number 192 in respect of village Kismot, Moinbari, Nongke, and the police station Bagbor, district Borpeta. The petitioner relies upon which certificate?
On-site certificate, my lord, at case 23.
Page 23.
3.
Relies upon a panchayat certificate.
Case 24 is the, my lord, Bhanikul.
It
Original.
depends upon a certificate issued by the secretary, number 75, Jaipur, Sikatari, Gaon Panchayat, to establish that she is the daughter of Surjamiya of village
Of village, my lord,
Golia, my lord.
Hmm.
He married to Golia,
Let her-
village Golia.
Let her get married. Surjamiya of which place?
Surzomia is my lord, village Kisamot, but
No, in the certificate, what is written?
it is my lord at, this.
Surjamiya of village number 75 Joypur Sikatari Gaon Panchayat. It appears that there is a variation between the village of the 1966 voters list relied upon by the petitioner and the village indicated in the Panchayat certificate, which is also relied upon. Dismissed. Dismiss your case.
Lord, his sons may be given, my lord,
What will you do?
by remanding back the matter. my
Why?
lord, to substantiate this.
Mr. S. U. Ahmed, Land Council petitioner states that the matter may be remanded back to give another opportunity petitioner. The petitioner may produce any relevant material that the petitioner would like to rely upon in the tribunal for an examination of the court list again after a week. Give us all the material. If there are good material, we'll send it back.
Oblige, my lord.
Item 11,
After one.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes,
Lord,
Robin.
page 12,
What is this?
Page
Robin?
12 with the relief eligibility certificate, Lordship.
Sorry.
Page 12 is the relief eligibility certificate appearing my mother's name.
12.
Page 12, Lordship. Serial number 1, my mother,
Srimati Brojabala.
yes, Srimati Brojabala Saha, yes, Lordship.
What's the name of the petitioner?
Petitioner name is Robin Saha.
Robin.
Robin.
Roman.
Yes. That your Lordship will
Robin or Roman?
Robin Robinson, these are some discrepancies as their Lordship. But his name appears here, the last line make number 4, Lordship. Romenro.
Last line of which page?
Page 12 only, serial number 7.4, Lordship. Romenro, son, 10 male. He was 10 years at that point of time, Lordship.
Origin from that I also. If I'm from the for certificate on 64. 10 বছর বয়স হইলি হয়। এ বয়স না।
And in the migrant family card, his name appears as Romenro Chandra Saha.
Years. So. জন্ম মানুষজন 54 years. 64 old. How Robin Saha became Robindra Saha?
There are some discrepancies, Lordship.
No,
in this-
discrepancy is only a description, how he became.
Lordship, may kindly see page 17. There is another name, Robindra Chandra Saha, Lordship. This is family, migrant family card, Lordship.
Page number 17.
17, Lordship. Robindra Chandra Saha.
Robindra Chandra Saha had no difficulty with that man. But this person before the court is not Robindra, he is Robin Saha.
Lordship, in this.
So how do you construe that Robindra Saha and Robin Saha, they are same person?
Lordship, they have sworn in affidavit that was submitted before the tribunal, Lordship, regarding the anomalies in name. And
No,
moreover-
there is nothing called discrepancy, nothing called anomaly.
Yes, Lordship.
You have to show that although two names are reflected, it is one and the same person. It's for you to show how you show.
Lordship, the Gaura and neighboring person, the person who was at the time in the relief camp itself has deposed before the learned tribunal that he is the son of Brojabala Saha.
Who?
one person, Lordship,
No, who is the son? Ramendra is the son or Robin is the son?
Robin short.
They are different.
Yes, Lordship.
Where is that evidence?
Lordship, may kindly see page 46.
46.
He used to stay in the refugee camp itself, Lordship.
And that I know opposite Robin Saha.
Yes, Lordship.
Did you cross-examine this person?
This is the cross-examination, Lordship.
What
Yes.
is the examination in chief?
Examination in chief is dear Lordship.
Mhm.
Page 44, Lordship.
That lady, that some ghost. She is the witness.
Raghunath Ghosh.
Raghunath Ghosh.
Yes, sir, Raghunath Ghosh. Is to Kiman. And Gaura also says that he is a neighbor of the Gaura. He knows him from the childhood and he is the son of so and so. This is the cross-examination of Gaura, Lordship. And your Lordship will find.
Mr. What is page 44A?
It's not here. 44A, 44 is the type copy of 44A.
Why I'm asking what is 44A?
Oh, Lordship, this was missed while
No.
this numbering, Lordship. Therefore,
Whatever it is, what the document in at page 44A of my record, what is this document? You are calling it evidence in affidavit?
yes, Lordship, evidence in
What
affidavit.
is the provision of evidence in affidavit under the CPC?
Order 18,
Rule 4.
Lordship.
What does it say? And now what is evidence? Evidence is whatever the man would have otherwise stated by physically appearing before the court.
Yes, Lordship.
The same thing will be put in the form of an affidavit. So affidavit by that man, stated by that man, and prepared by that man. Advocate will only identify. Now look at page 44A. This is a typed out format available with
Yes.
the advocate. He only fills in the blank. I, Raghunath Ghosh, then son of Tanav, everything is written there, so and so.
It seems so, Lord.
Then everything will be written. I am that is also the advocated line. He'll only fill up the local people of that village.
Seems so, Lord.
Then come to para 2,
Yes, Lord.
that he was born in parental place. So for a he, there is nothing called parental place. Only for a she, there is parental place, because parental place and marital place. But for the he, there is nothing called parental place. Even that is also provided. How do you expect this one to be accepted by the court to be an evidence on affidavit?
Lordship, but
This is what the lawyer wants to say, not what the deponent witness wants to say.
yes, but this was not controverted by the state at that point of
We
time.
are asking the question. Everything is nothing to do with controversy.
Yes, Lord.
You are required the writ court to accept a document to be your evidence in chief. Definitely, we'll ask you questions, whether it is acceptable in law or not. Go back to the tribunal, you examine Raghunath Ghosh if you want, in a proper manner. We can't accept this one.
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back at 2. Will not dismiss your whole claim, because maybe Raghunath Ghosh is a good witness for you, but examine him as per law. Not in a format prepared by the lawyer, and only you fill in the blanks and file it before the court.
Otherwise, Gaura also has given a very clear evidence, Lordship. He says that he is the neighbor and he knows him from childhood and he resides in such and such village. This is the cross of Gaura, Lordship. There I have annexed here
In which village he resides? Gambur of which village?
of that village, Lordship.
That means,
Yes, Lordship. Now,
that
now,
means,
now he.
Mr.
now he-
Council, that village means which village? Name of the village?
Yes, Lordship. Solagao.
Sorry,
Solagao.
Sonargaon.
Yes, Sola.
Where is the evidence of the Gambura?
Gaura. Cross examination is at page 40.
Where is the examination now again? Same advocate must have prepared it. Let us see the examination chief of the Gambura now.
42, Lordship.
42. For Gambura, the advocate must be having a different format. Evidence may fill up.
Yes, Gaura certificate is there, Lordship. Page
Where is the evidence of Gambura?
He has given a certificate, Lordship, and on that
Yes,
certificate.
Still,
Cross-examination.
just now you said,
Yes, Lord.
how can there be a cross-examination without
Yes,
examination?
Lordship. That is not there, Lordship.
Mr. Sharma, these tribunals, I don't know. It's high time you put them on proper track. In the morning, we expressed, no one knows what they are doing. No one knows what is the requirement.
Yes.
No one knows in which direction they are going. Whatever you want, just keep on doing. Read the evidence act. Cross-examination is only after examination in chief. Only aspect is CPC Order 18 Rule 4 provides that the examination in chief may also be provided in the form of an affidavit. That is the only variation brought in.
Yes.
So if the examination in chief is not there, either orally or in the affidavit form, from where do you bring in cross-examination? Hmm.
I think Lordship. Cross part is not here. Lordship.
Sorry.
It is deposition. Cross to go.
Okay. One more judgment is coming at 2 o'clock. You have to put some strictures on this tribunal, no other way out. And streamline them, do it in the proper manner. This man, otherwise, he may have all the necessary material to show that he is the son of that person, appearing in the eligibility list. But because of these procedures adopted, you are frustrating his case. If I dismiss his case, it will be an injustice. Based on the procedures adopted, it cannot be allowed. Don't you think the entire system had been disrupted? Because that person, Raghunath Ghosh, he's a very good witness for him. He says, I have seen this person in the the rehabilitation camp. It's a very good evidence.
Yes,
Provided it is given in a good, proper manner.
Your Lordship, this is the deposition. He has not been crossed.
The
They are
government,
not doing anything. It's neither chief nor cross.
only oral deposition is there in page 43.
Just write something, whatever you feel like.
Because this is the deposition of the.
And mind you, the tribunals are not beyond the law.
Yes.
They're bound by the Evidence Act. They're bound by the procedures.
They cross-examine the government also. They have just recorded the deposition, they have not crossed it.
We'll send it back
Yes.
to enable him to examine the
Yes.
Raghunath Ghosh and the government.
Yes.
Item 11.
It doesn't deal. Heard Mr. M.I. Hussain, then counsel for the petitioner. Also heard, so individual. The petitioner, Robin Saha. Saha spelling, how do you write? S-H-A-H-A. S-H-A-H-A, they can use. Had been referred to the Foreigners Tribunal number. Sorry. The Foreigners Tribunal number 2, Kamrup, at Boko, for rendering an opinion as to whether he is a person who entered the state of Assam on or after 25/3/1971 from the specified territory, resulting in registration of BFT case number 69/2015. The tribunal rendered an opinion dated 14/3/2016, 14/3/2016, by which the petitioner was declared to be a person, to be a foreigner under the Foreigners Act 1946, and that he is not an Indian national. Being aggrieved, the state petition is instituted. The petitioner relies upon what is that relief page?
Page 12.
Well, the petitioner relies upon relief eligibility certificate issued by the Government of India Ministry of Rehabilitation, dated 1/1/1964, which was issued in the name of Srimati Brajabala Shaha as the head of the family. The reason for migrating without documents is stated that riot broke out in East Pakistan, which required Srimati Brajabala Shaha to enter India. The other family members of Srimati Brajabala Shaha, as stated in the relief rehabilitation certificate, relief eligibility certificate, is Sri Ramendra Saha, son of Srimati Brajabala Saha, at serial number 4 of the said certificate. The petitioner claims that he is Ramendra Saha, son of Srimati Brajabala Saha, in whose favor the relief eligibility certificate had been issued. But the notice of the tribunal is in the name of Robin Shaha, son of
Son of the late Khogendra Saha.
Late Khogendra Saha. Are you Robin or you are not Robin? We are yet to understand. The petitioner is Romendra,
Yes.
but wrongly referred by the tribunal as Robin. Or a petitioner is actually Robin.
Petitioner is actually Robin Lordship.
Robin.
Robin.
The petitioner claims that he is known by both the names, Ravindra Saha as well as Robin Saha. To substantiate the claim, the petitioner relies upon the evidence of DW3 Raghunath Ghosh, son of Rashik Lal Ghosh, resident of village. What is this village? Longgaon. Village Longgaon under police station Boko.
Lamgao Lordship. Lamgao.
Lamgaon.
Yes, sir. LAMGAON.
LNG Lamgaon.
Yes, sir.
Lamgaon under police station Boko. In the evidence in affidavit of DW3 Raghunath Ghosh, in paragraph 2, it is stated that he was born at a parental place at village Phulki, police station Basai in the district Bhavan Singh of East Pakistan. And that the opposite party, that is the writ petitioner, comma, without being named, comma, was born in the year 1956 and that he is married to Jayanti Shaha, and out of the wedlock, 2 sons were born. In paragraph 2, in paragraph 3 of the affidavit, evidence in affidavit, it is stated the Raghunath Ghosh declares that the opposite party, meaning thereby that the writ petitioner, is a citizen of India by registration and the allegation made upon him that he is an inhabitant of a foreign country and has entered India without valid document is totally false and fabricated. In paragraph 5, it is stated that due to civil disturbances in the then East Pakistan, presently Bangladesh, the father/mother of the opposite party, which is understood to be the writ petitioner, namely Srimati Brajabala Saha, comma, since deceased, comma, requested the competent authority of East Pakistan for seeking permission to the government of India to migrate to India. It is noticed that in the evidence in affidavit of DW3 Raghunath Ghosh, nowhere it is stated that the Ramendra Shaha, whose name appears in the relief eligibility certificate referred above, and the proceeding writ petitioner Robin Saha are one and the same person, or that the same person is known by 2 different names. the format in which it appears that the evidence in affidavit of DW2 is provided in a fixed format where the person in whose favor the evidence is rendered is referred only as he, without even bothering to name the person in whose favor the evidence had been rendered. Further, it is also noticed that the evidence in affidavit is in a fixed format with blanks appearing therein, and all that has been done is to fill up the blanks by putting the name of the deponent, his father, place of residence, and further that the person referred as he or she in the fixed format was born in parental place at village Fulki, police station Basai of Momen Singh district of East Pakistan. Paragraph 5 is also appears to be a fixed format only where the mother or father of the person who is sought to be referred is filled up in the blank space in the format. It is stated that the evidence in affidavit of DW3 Raghunath Ghosh had been rendered by the writ petitioner proceeding before the tribunal as provided under Order 18, Rule 4 of the Code of Civil Procedure. CBC. Order 18, Rule 4 of the CPC is extracted as below. Which a reading of Order 18, Rule 4 makes it discernible that in every case where the Code of Civil Procedure is applicable, the examination in chief of a witness shall be on affidavit and copies thereof shall be supplied to the opposite party. In other words, the purpose of the evidence in affidavit under Rule 18, under Order 18, Rule 4, is that the same material would be in lieu of the examination in chief as Evidence Act also, as provided under TPR 60 in the cross examination. Seventy sort of a signal. Is কি করলো? No, evidence chief no, the evidence on in affidavit. Chief, as provided under Section 137 of the Evidence Act, 1872. Section 137 of the Evidence Act 1872 provides that the examination of a witness by the party who calls him shall be called his examination in chief. In other words, the examination in chief is the examination of the witness. And all that Order 18 Rule 4 of the CBC would provide is that the said examination can also be presented in the form of an affidavit. But nonetheless, it has to remain the evidence of the witness. When the evidence in affidavit is presented in the form of a fixed format having blank spaces, and only that the name of the deponent, his father, address, etc., and a few provisions here and there are kept blank to be filled up, cannot be called to be the examination of a witness. In fact, it has to be understood to be a document pre-prepared by some other person, keeping the blank spaces only to be filled up by the particulars of the person who wants to remain present as a witness. From such point of view, the evidence in affidavit of the DW2 Raghunath Ghosh cannot be an acceptable examination in chief of the DW3 in the form of an evidence in affidavit as provided in Order 18 Rule 4 of the CPC. Yes, sir. The said unacceptance of the affidavit, evidence in affidavit of DW3 Raghunath Ghosh would be further fortified that all that the evidence refers is with the expression he, without even specifying as to which person is meant by the expression he. You referred to one more. No?
Which is a cross of DW3, cross part.
The petitioner also relies upon which page it
Page
is?
46.
Page 46.
Cross part of DW.
Relies upon what is called to be the cross-examination of
DW3.
no, you replied on the cross of
that
somebody
one,
else.
Yes, Lord. Gavura. Deposition is there, cross is not there. Lord.
Sorry,
Deposition of Gavura is there.
of the
cross is not
deposition
there.
of which page?
Page 42.
42, deposition of
Barnicular, page 43. DW2 Gavura.
Sri Naresh Mondal
Yes.
as DW2. The said information, the said recording of the recording of DW2 appears to be in a form for recording deposition of witnesses. As per Schedule 8, Form 93, the criminal. What is it translated? In the Schedule Form 93, stroke criminal form, Schedule Form number 93, stroke criminal form number bracket M83, where as per the space provided for filling up the information of the particulars of the witness it is stated that the house of the witness is at Moza Solapathar police station, Boko, where he is a Gambura. Thereafter, the expression on oath appears and the deposition is recorded. No indication is available from the record whether the said deposition of DW3 is his examination in chief or it is in cross-examination. Although the state authorities seek to refer the same to be cross-examination. To be cross-examination. You call it to be cross-examination,
No,
or do you call it to be examination?
only examination.
Initial deposition.
Initial deposition.
This is the initial deposition. It has not been crossed by the state authority.
Where do you get the concept of initial
No,
deposition?
sir, I mean, sir, also this is the oral deposition of the petition made.
Mr. Ali, initial deposition is in respect of a complaint case under
Okay,
section
sorry,
300, 200 of the CRPC,
Yes, yes, sir. I mean, my.
where the complainant at the time of filing the complaint makes a deposition,
Deposition,
which is
yes.
called, there's nothing called
Yes, sir, but
a witness coming and saying initial deposition.
no, I'm humbly record, but it is not a cross examination also because
That's why I'm asking, you call it cross or do you call it chief?
chief.
Chief.
Chief, because
If it is chief, where is the cross there?
cross, they have not, from the record, it seems they have not cross examined this witness.
Deposition.
When cross, it has
No, now again, DW means what?
defendant witness.
Sorry,
Really, DW is defendant witness,
sorry,
defendant witness,
dependent witness.
defendant witness.
Defendant. Now, who is a defendant in these proceedings?
Yes, generally civil proceeding, it is plaintiff witness and defendant witness.
Understand. So now who is a defendant in these proceedings?
Yes, that's what they are.
Must be the proceeding.
Must be the proceeding.
And because of section 9, the burden is reversed, so he starts with it.
Yes.
OPW. OPW.
See, in view of section 9, where the proceedee discharges the burden first,
Yes.
then the state will
Yes.
controvert it. If you keep on calling this person a defendant, then the question will come, then who is the PW then?
Yes.
Prosecution then?
Prosecution, yes, sir.
Hmm.
It's wrongly recorded.
Maybe,
OPW in
maybe
other
you can call them proceedee witness or
Proceedee witness,
whatever it is.
opposite party.
Because if it is proceedee witness, then the state will have
Yes,
their own witnesses. You can call it
yes, sir.
some other name.
Witness of the opposite parties, they could have said.
Opposite party witness. OPW too, in somewhere it is.
Yeah, proceedee. Section. So now this DW is the witness of the proceedee or it is the witness of the state?
Proceeding claims to be his witness.
Who? Proceedee, your witness.
Yes, my offense.
Opinion. In opinion, it will be reflected also.
কি বলবো? It's not discernible to at all. Chief or a full stop. Then it not like confusion to 30, right? It's not discernible. If it is the examination in chief, the state would have their opportunity to cross-examine the said witness. If it is a cross-examination, then the next question will arise as to where is the examination in chief. as because cross-examination can only follow an examination in chief and not precede an examination in chief.
Otherwise, DW means maybe, my lord.
As the petitioner seeks to establish that he is Ramendra Shaha, whose name appears in the relief eligibility certificate dated so and so, through the evidence of DW2 and 3, and as that evidence of DW2 and 3 are unacceptable for the reasons indicated above, we interfere with the evidence of DW2 and 3 and remand the matter back to the tribunal to enable the writ petitioner to provide de novo evidence to be rendered by DW2 and 3, full stop. Upon the de novo evidence being rendered, the tribunal may pass a reasoned order upon its implication, and if the reasoned order is in favor of the petitioner, it shall prevail over the earlier opinion, and if it is against the petitioner, consequences under the law would be applicable. Before concluding, we observe that the tribunals, foreign tribunals at large, often do not follow the requirements of law of taking evidence, resulting in confusions as happened in the present case. And also appropriate and adequate opportunities are not being made available to the parties at dispute to either render or corroborate, either render or confront the evidences that may be brought in by either of the parties. Accordingly, the tribunals are required to follow the proper procedure of taking evidence so that a clarity remains in the records for appreciating the evidence. The tribunals also to examine any evidence in affidavit that may be rendered by either of the parties, whether such evidence in affidavits do conform to the requirements of Section 137 of the Evidence Act, read with Rule 18(4) of the Code of Civil Procedure, and accept only such evidences which do meet the requirements of the aforesaid two provisions, and not to give indulgence to any of the witnesses to render their evidence through pre-prepared format kind of an affidavit where only the names of the persons are required to be filled in the blanks. Petitioner to appear before the tribunal on so and so till the reason order passed, no coercive action, send back the ALCF.
All right.
Item 12.
Robin to clarify kori bhalke dile bhalo chilo. Already indication yes, who is the father of Julekha Khatu?
The father of the petitioner is Asar Ali.
Page number.
Page 43.
Page number 43.
Asar Ali, page 43.
Kiman number right there?
12. 2080.
You are Sikdar, A.R. Sikdar.
Yes, Ahmed.
You are Ahmed. Okay. You are not appearing. Okay, yes, Mr. Ahmed. Yes,
I is taken back from me and they have been engaged.
okay. Very good. Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
So I am here, my lord, because if they do not appear, then my lord,
It will
I
go
have
in
to
the court.
say,
No?
my lord,
It's very nice of you. Very
because my
responsible.
name is shown in the court.
Understand? Yes, Mr. S. Ahmed, which document, father of the petitioner?
43 page, your lordship.
43.
Border list of 1965 is the father named Asar Ali.
43, 1965, village Telia Bevizia Pathar. Who is the father? Ansar Ali.
Asar Ali.
Asar Ali.
Yes.
And which document will show that Asar Ali is the father?
Document, lordship, the only document that is there is the marriage certificate.
Page
Because
number
he was, it is on page 59.
59.
Jaleka Khatun as the daughter of late Asar Ali.
No, page 59.
Page 59.
Read the document. Who had given this marriage certificate?
This marriage certificate given by the Gambura of her birth.
Under what provision of law a Gambura can give a marriage certificate? Where does he assume that power?
This has been provided to the petitioner and they have submitted the same before the tribunal, your lordship. And the
Sarkari Gambura Rupahi Raja letter here.
he stated that she is.
The government Gambura of Rupahi Raja Sakra, Lat Telia Bevizia Gaon, stroke Telia Bevizia Pothar, to appear before the court and file an affidavit as to what is his source of information comprising of the contents of the certificate he had issued, which is dated 10/12/2016, annexed as Annexure 12, page 60 to the writ petition. Anybody for Revenue Department? Ask somebody from Revenue. So and so appears from the Revenue Department, a copy of the order they provided to Gary for forward transmission and bring the need proof.
29th March.
Further, the Gambura further it is claimed that the said certificate is a marriage certificate, and the Gambura to explain as to what is the source of law empowering a Gambura to issue a marriage certificate.
Item 13.
29 months.
29 March.
May I please, your lordship?
13 years.
Lordship, page 20.
So Mr. BB, where is the father?
Yes, Rahman Ali said, page 20.
20.
Yes. Rahman Ali Sheikh is my father.
Rahman Ali Sheikh.
Rahman Ali Sheikh.
Mr. Of which village?
With the
Only constituency is very difficult to identify.
yes, lordship.
I think there must be name of
30
some village.
35 Gologons constituency, lordship.
No, Homosti.
Samasti, Yes.
Homosti is a
35
legislative assembly constituency.
yes,
It's a huge area.
35.
A huge area. How can you identify it? See, Guwahati itself has 4 constituencies.
Yes, lordship. It is the 35
And-
Gologons constituency.
Guwahati being a thickly populated place, still see the huge area of this assembly constituency. How many persons of same name will appear there? Unless some further detail comes in, like ward number, village,
Yes,
to show that this is the person particulars of the person.
And page
The
20.
petitioner refers to a voters list of 1966 of 35 Golokganj constituency
Yes.
to claim that Raham Ali Sheikh, son of Ghutumia, whose name appears therein at serial 44, is the father of the petitioner. The petitioner to produce a more detailed voter list, which may indicate the village, ward number, etc. of the person whose names are contained in the same.
Page 21, the Bigda Dabri. Page 21, in the relevant portion.
List after the election commission may also revenue. Madam Mohanto, we want an affidavit from that Gambura. Gambura has issued a marriage certificate. We want to know where is the empowerment of a Gambura to issue marriage certificate. We also that Gambura to remain present and explain what is the source of that man of the information of this certificate. From where he came to know. You will get an order. The election commission may cooperate with the petition
Yes, sir.
for to enable him to obtain the copy of the voter list.
Item 14.
Yes, Mr. Moti.
Father's
Amjad
name
Ali.
is
Who is the
Jamal.
father of Amjad Ali? Huh?
Father's name is Jamal Sheikh.
The name we understand. In which document?
Yes, 1966,
Page number?
66, 70, page 16.
1 week. Oh, Lampara is
Page 16, village Lampara.
WPC Amjad Ali. Lampara Park.
Yes.
Balijana Tehsil. Goalpara. Who is the father?
Serial number 226.
226. Jamal Sheikh, son of late Asimuddin.
Yes.
226. He's a lady or a man? Amjad. Which document will show? Amjad and Jamal?
Page 22.
20?
Page 22.
20?
Vernacular. 22.
22.
Vernacular, my lord. Some typical error, my lord. That's why, my lord.
Yes, we know how to read vernacular, no
Yes,
difficulty.
yes, my lord.
Yes, Jamal I have seen, serial 3
Yes,
something 8.
Yes, Jamal Sheikh.
388, I think.
Yes,
388.
here is my mother name is Aladi Necha.
Aladi Nesa, yes. This
Yes.
is voter list of 1989. Of which place?
Yes. Lampara part, left side, my lord, bottom.
Gaon
Left
Sohor Wardon Naam. Pandoba.
My lord, bottom. The bottom 193.
Huh?
Bottom left side, my lord.
This is Pandoba.
My lord, bottom, kindly see.
What
Bottom
bottom?
193 Lampara.
Where do you get the name Lampara?
What's it?
Please,
Second part is starting from
please
this.
give a small tick mark where you get the name Lampara.
I just highlighted it.
Highlighted.
Yes, it's okay. I think the first part is of Pandova, and next part is of Lemparite. But Joina land, Joma land,
Jamal and Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yes.
Aladdin is the mother.
Mother.
Okay, fine, 89.
Page,
Lempara. And then,
and then my lord, page 25.
oh, boro, yeah. Page number.
25 people.
After page 22, which page?
25 my lord.
Aladi Bewa and Amjad.
Yes,
Ali.
ma'am. Banacular 26.
Yes. Okay, no? Third, Mr. A. Motin, learned counsel for the petitioner, also at Mr. Goswami, you are for which matter? You were there since morning. Yes, we need, because in fact, in one of the matters, we required you, but as we did not notice anyone, we skipped it. No, I never thought that. I thought you were from some other matter. Ask Mr. Confer with Mr. Raketi Chaudhary also. We'll be needing it in one of these matters within a few days. If you come to the Foreigners Tribunal's Order 1964, Mr. Sharma, do you have that book? This book with you? Please give that book to Mr. Goswami.
It's 71. It's 71.
If you come to clause 3:13, where the you got it?
Yes, sir.
Where the proceedee fails to produce any proof in support of his or her claim that he or she is not a foreigner and also not able to arrange for bail in respect of his claim, the proceedee shall be detained and kept in internment or detention center. How long will you are going to do it? And if somebody is able to arrange bail, his person should be allowed to go in bail. Only in the situation where the person is unable to arrange for bail, you'll put it in internment or detention center. What will you do with this person? Immediately, okay, we understand. Get hold of him, put him in the center. After that, what will you do? Nothing is there. And section this 3:13 is quoted in one of the tribunal order. Push back the person across the border. And tribunal says we are passing the order under 3:13. Where is that power? And more than that, this will need, because next week we'll be hearing one big series. What will you do with this category of people? Suppose somebody failed to prove, what will you do with them? Internment or detention is not a permanent answer. That may be a temporary for a few days here and there. Ultimately, what will happen with these people? And moreover, this foreigners order, if you notice, it is framed under Section 3 of the Foreigners Act.
Wow.
Section 3 of the Foreigners Act, if you read,
Or borders. Page 4.
it will be at page 3 of the book I am holding. I don't know which book you are holding. Power to make orders. In particular and without prejudice to the generality of the foregoing powers, orders made under the section may provide that the foreigner, these are the various things are being provided. Come to E. Shall comply with such conditions as may prescribe specified, requiring him to reside in a particular place. Imposing any restriction on his movement. These two, he can do it. He can make an order to provide for these two. But don't you think detention and internment is something much more severe than requiring him to reside in a particular area or imposing restriction on his movement? Restriction on his movement means you keep him confined within 6 square feet. You cannot move out. This is a detention center. Or restriction of movement means you cannot go to all kinds of places. You can go to some places, but some places you cannot go. And which places you cannot go, you can specify in your order. So you cannot go near any army installation, you cannot go near any this or whatever it is. You cannot enter any government offices except for that foreigner's office. These are imposing restriction on movement. But restriction on movement doesn't mean once 6 square feet area will be marked and you have to remain within here. This is confinement. So
the person must be remain within the particular area.
that is okay. And requiring him to reside in, you can say that this is a area we have earmarked for this category of people. You can't go and reside within this place, but reside. Reside and confinement are two different aspects. We want some answer on this. Miss, I think it is a question. On 21st, we are hearing this matter. Please take note of this one. Well, yes, you are completed.
Yes.
So now, and then you refer to that page 25.
Yes. In this case, my lord, DW2 is the
Heard
matter.
Mr. E. Motin, learned counsel for the petitioner, also heard. The petitioner, Amjad Ali, had been referred to the Foreigners Tribunal number
4.
4, Gwalpara, for rendering an opinion as to whether he is a person who entered the state of Assam subsequent to, no, subsequent, no, state of Assam on or after 25/3/1971, resulting in registration of FT case number 431/2016. The tribunal rendered an opinion dated 30/1/2017 by which it was held that the petitioner is a foreigner. For stop being aggrieved, this petition is instituted. In the proceeding before the court, the petitioner refers to, but relies upon, a voters list of 1966 of village Lampara Part, Moza Balijana Tehsil, in the present Gwalpara district, which contains the name of Jamal Sheikh, son of late Asimuddin, at serial 226. The petitioner also refers to the voters list of 1989, also in respect of Lampara Park, wherein at serial 388, the name of Jamal Sheikh, son of
Osumuddin.
Osimuddin, and that of what Nessa?
Alladi.
Aladi Nessa, wife of Jamal Sheikh, appears at serial 389.
Nine.
The petitioner thereupon relies upon the voters list of 2005 of village 193 Lampara, which contains the name of Aladi Bewa, wife of Jamal Sheikh, at serial 685, and that of Amjad Ali, son of Jamaluddin, at serial 686. The petitioner claims that Jamaluddin Sheikh of the 1966 voters list of village Lampara Park is his father, and Jamaluddin Sheikh and Aladi Nessa of the 1989 voters list also of village Lampara Park are his father and mother respectively, and that his name appears along with his mother Aladi Bewa in the voters list of 2005, also of the village 193 Lampara. Accordingly, the petitioner claims that he could establish that he is a citizen of India. In this circumstance, matter remanded back to the Foreigners Tribunal for Gwalpara to examine as to whether the voters list of 1966 of village Lampara containing the name of Jamal Sheikh,
Yes.
comma, that of 1989 of
Serial number
village
Lampara. 193 Lampara.
of village Lampara containing the names of Jamal Sheikh and Aladi Nessa, and the 2005 voters list of village Lampara containing the name of Aladi Bewa and Amjad Ali do establish that Amjad Ali is a citizen of India. The reason order to be passed, if in favor of the petitioner, shall prevail over the earlier opinion that it so and so, is against consequential law. The word petitioner to appear before the tribunal on so and so till the reason order passed, no coercive action against the petitioner. Send back the LCR immediately. The petitioner before the tribunal to produce all the complete all the intervening voters list in a complete form so as to establish his claim.
Timing item 6.
Oblige.
Yes, item 6.
But my father name was appeared in the voter list of 1966 and
Page
1970.
page number.
20.
Page number.
Page 20.
Page 20.
Page 20. Serial number 534.
5
Omar Ali Sheikh.
page number 20.
20. Annex.
Umar Ali Sheikh. Okay, son of Panaullah.
Yes, Lordship. Then page 22.
Hmm.
Serial number 600. Omar Ali Sheikh.
Page number.
Page 22.
মন করিছে না দেখুন গাঁৱৰ ৰেফাৰেন্স খুব আহে লিখনটা দি খুব আহে দেখোন মানে আপোনাৰ বৰকাটা কিবা কি নাম দিয়ে আহিলে মনত কৰে আপুনি সেইখিনি পাৰে ৰেফাৰেন্স বাকি আৰু কোনো নাই নেকি নহয় নাই নাম কি নাই Mr. Sharma, we have noticed one aspect that most of these references are from a few villages. The names of the villages are often common. One is the Digholtari.
Yes.
When a matter comes, you can point out some other villages. These people are available only this village or what? These few villages and nowhere else. Just notice Digholtari is a very common name.
Yes, yes.
For the last 2 months, I must have come at least
Mandia.
more than 20-25 cases from Digholtari village. Similarly, there are some few other names. Names, of course, I can't.
Constituency also.
Anyway, Digholtari. 1970, Digholtari, page 22. So he is the father.
Yeah, but
Which document will show he is the father?
we have filed an additional affidavit that was Panchayat certificate exhibited as exhibit 1 lordship. And author of the certificate was not examined. And this is the only linkage documents through which I
We are not, Mr. Sarkar, we are not in NRC that we want any linked document. We want materials before the court which will establish a given fact.
lordship,
That's all.
Panchayat certificate we have exhibited
Where is it? Which page?
in additional affidavit lordship, annexure 1, page 5.
Page number?
5 in additional affidavit
You brought Harry 9 niki?
and in
Running page number 9 niki?
Is it?
and in records page 37.
I am good. Right.
Page 37 of the record.
Very good. What I'm going. The president of Honakholi Gaon Panchayat, police station Golokganj of Dhuri district, to file an affidavit as to what is his source of knowledge to support the information contained in the certificate dated 25/10/2016. A copy of this order we provided to the Learned Council for the Panchayat and Rural Development Department for doing the needful.
Yeah, there's something.
Sorry,
Lordship, this matter may be remanded to the tribunal and allow me to.
why should he remand back? Let us see what the Gaon Panchayat secretary said, from where he came to know all these things.
And in below lordship, it was written as it is valid for only the voter correction.
Yes.
I have noticed that.
And for this.
And how can he issue certificate only for the voter and not for anything else? In the morning, we passed an order on what is a certificate. It should conform to that law. Panchayat, who appears? Sorry. Could be attack Mati and DD order. List after list on so. Education could come to education
और ऐसी प्रॉब्लम
नहीं
अपना
कुठून की कुठून नाही बरं. Yes, education you appear. We wanted to know from your department these headmasters using national emblem.
I informed the authority that there is assembly is going on, that's why they need some time.
So we issue a notification that courts will be closed till the assembly is not over. That is the consequence of your answer. Let the High Court remain closed till the assembly is continuing, as because the government cannot cooperate with the court proceedings. Shall we pass that order? Then ask him to respond in a proper manner. Who is this man? Ask him to remain personally present.
2 weeks.
If he takes this kind of, no 2 weeks. If he takes this kind of stand, he'll remain personally present. He's bound to cooperate with a court proceeding.
On Monday.
And assembly going on cannot be a reason that a court proceeding is to be stalled, will not participate anymore in a court proceeding. Tell him. Tell him that this is the tentative view. If he further pursues with this view, consequences will follow.
Sorry.
Who is this officer? Name? Sorry?
I forgot the name.
Sorry?
I forgot his name.
You forgot his name. What is the designation?
His
Sorry,
officer,
come near the mic, please.
his secretary, I think he is secretary of education department.
Secretary in the education. So secretary has no time for court proceedings.
Sorry, Lordship. I informed.
So he'll say, inform the court that till assembly is over, please don't disturb me. If necessary, you stop your court proceedings. Is that the approach?
I'm extremely sorry. for that.
Please tell him. Educate your secretary.
The Lordship, 2 days time on Monday.
I was saying, yeah.